Raz, dwa. Słuchaj dobrze? Good morning, everybody. I believe that everybody's here. Someone is missing, but someone is missing, yeah. Someone was on the list, but is not here. Anyway, welcome to FIFe Judges Seminar in Poland, organized by Feliz Polonia. I would like to welcome our team with Rafał and Barbara. I would like to welcome our breeders with cats. We have Devon Rexes now. Later we're gonna have exotics and Persians. We have actually cats from two categories. One is actually my own, and my wife is there. Category Fedra Rex. Category Fedra Rex, and she's been breeding for 16 years now. We have also another Isa Yakul over there, who is actually a breeder of Devon Rexes, and she started in 2005. Is it correct, 2005? So it's 21 years, and the category name is Marcepan. So we're gonna present the cats at the end of my lecture. First, I will show you my presentation. I would like to meet a part of our board, which is Christoph here, Gosia, of course, Rafał, and myself. And I would like to welcome you guys. We have students and judges from a few countries today: Netherlands, Finland, Czech Republic, Denmark, Norway, and Poland. And I hope sorry? And Mexico. Okay, so we have a variety of people from different countries. I hope that you will enjoy today. We have few lectures. We will start with Devon Rexes, then a coffee break and time for leaving the rooms for checkout. Then we have cat handling on shows from Nathalie Smits. Then we have lunch break. Then we're gonna see some other cats, as I said, Persian and Exotics, with Edyta Nowak, who is coming in the afternoon, and this presentation will be done by Veikko. And at the end, the lecture about colors, the general part from Mrs. Dorota Szadurska. So I hope that you will have a great time today and you will enjoy it. And I want Gosia to say a few words again as well, because she wanted to say hello. So, no, but I got a mic for you. No worries.
Sebastian said already everything, so we welcome you to the seminar. There will be two categories of Persian Exotic. Also, Clan Puhatev will come with a Persian. So I hope you will enjoy.
Okay, I just need one piece of equipment now, and then we will start. Nie, laser tylko nie jest potrzebny. Dzięki. To co, odpalisz misz mój? Okay, my presentation will be rather short in regards of number of slides. So it's a tiny presentation, because then when I looked at Veikko's presentation, I was a little bit ashamed. Because he got 3 times more slides than I do. But I still believe that you will like it. Yeah, we have actually a little bit, we made a change in the previous schedule, but this is the current one. Okay, my name is Sebastian Pruchniak. I'm a husband of the Devon Rex breeder, Isa. I'm FIFe All-Breed judge, and also I have a pleasure to be a president of Felis Polonia. And now we are starting the breed presentation of Devon Rex. First, a few words about the history of the breed. So, the breed is originating in 1959, although there are some sources that gives the year of 1960. Nevertheless, everything started in England, Devonshire. There was a lady called Beryl Cox, and first she spotted a cat in a tin mine. The cat that got curly hairs. Then one of her stray cats that she was looking after, this cat gave birth, and in the litter she spotted another cat with this curly hair. It was a male named Kylie, and that's how it started. She used this male for breeding and to start the Devon Rex breed. So we can say that this is a natural mutation. At actually almost the very same time there was a Cornish Rex breed established. Even this Mrs. Cox, she was trying to mix the Cornish and Devon, but that didn't work because there are different genes. Nevertheless, first the breed was recognized, of course, by GCCF in England, and that was in 1965, as I remember. Of course, there were at the shows at the time. The very important feature was this curly hair. At that time, the coat got 50 points at the GCCF shows. And then a few years later, it came to FIFe, and it was recognized by FIFe in 1967. Although the information on the breed standard on the website is 1968. So that's how it started. Of course, if you have some questions, don't hesitate to ask. These are two pictures of 1 liter. On this liter, we can see 10 days old babies. The babies, when they are born, the average is about 80-85 grams. But in our category, the smallest that we had was about 55, as I can remember, and the biggest one was 106. This one on the, wait a second. Oh. This one here, surely it will have bigger ears. So when we see the ears like this, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, different location on the head, but also different size. And when we see such a head with such ears, that means that that's more promising than those two. Okay, the breed evaluated for years. I have few pictures of Devons from 70s, thanks to Marianne Bowman, who is the secretary of the Devon Rex Breed Council. Also, I forgot to say that I'm also a Breed Council member, as well as Jarek, who is sitting over there. So we as we can see, those cats changed a lot. This is the picture from 1971. This is the picture from 2024. And what I can say, I have chosen a few pictures from my favorite cattery from Switzerland. And this cattery is True Diamond. And I mean, for me, this cats, I mean, the cats from this cattery look best, at least at the shows. So we can see that those cats look completely different. A lot changed. Well, at that moment already, they had big ears, but of course the head was more narrow. The wedge was much longer, and the nose was straight. Also here we can see the huge difference between this photo and that photo. Of course, this is a male. We can see how broad the head is, how low the ears are set, and this we can see that the profile is completely different. And the ears, although they are large, but they are set much higher. As well here, 1974. This is a current photo. They look completely different. But this is, of course, 50 years of evolution, sorry. Okay, let's go to the standard and how they should look like. Yeah, we have judges here. We have judges of category 4. And probably I got a little bit different look. If we are, because I'm a breeder, if we are talking about the Devon Rex and how I see them at shows. Also, we had discussion some time ago in the Breed Council, and the Breed Council members asked me to draw your attention to some details of the cats that actually should be that the judges should pay attention to at the shows more, because what we can see at the shows now that the judges are focused mostly on the ears. If they are large and very low set, then it's perfect. But we cannot forget that the ears is not everything. We have also some other details on the head, for example, that are very important and very important to the breeders. The breeders are working on it, and they would like to be prized for their work, of course. Nevertheless, starting with the head, short, broad wedge. These are, okay, this is the baby, but I would like to show you how the head looks like already when the cat is born. This is the junior. It was the age of 6 months. Rounded forehead, what we can actually see here, curving back to the flat skull, and short and broad muzzle. Also here, actually, this one we wanted to bring with us. This is our girl, but she decided not to come, so we had to take another cat. But this is a really, really good example of high rounded forehead. Not this laptop, yeah, okay. Okay, here we have samples of the profiles. As I said before, short and broad muzzle, strong chin and whisker break, and short nose with a rounded forehead, giving an impression of a stop. And this is also kind of very important feature for the breeders to work on this profile, to get the profile like this. This is also very, very good example of the high forehead and this indentation here that gives you impression of a stop. Ears, very large, very wide at the base, and very low set. And these two examples are, in my opinion, very good. These are large ears, they're open at the base, and they are very low set. Also, we have these earmuffs here. That is also something special for this breed. The eyes. We have large and oval, set well apart, sloping towards the outer edges of the ears. So we can see that they are really large and oval. We can see at the shows a little bit different expression of Devons, especially when we compare those bred in China with those bred in the rest of the world. Because Chinese breeders, they want to see the very, very sweet look. And what we can see at the shows, for example, in Europe or in different continents, but not in China, that sometimes they got a grumpy look, and the judges like it very often. And basically all the colors of the eyes are permitted. The body is of medium length, hard and muscular, slender, with broad chest. I also get some drawings from Marianne, so they are also used in my presentation. The hind legs a little bit higher than the front legs. And this broad chest is quite important because the front legs giving an impression of the bendy look. Especially we can see that here. Okay, he's a little bit fat. I believe that I can say that this is a cat of Jurgita from Lithuania. A male, 5 or 6 years old now, and he's a bit overweight, but nevertheless, we can see his front legs that are a little bit bendy, as well as here, same lines actually, but this is the female. So this broad chest is important, and then we have this John Wayne legs, what we say from time to time. So this is quite important. We can also see at the show some cats with rather narrowish chest, and this is the fault at that time. The tail. Okay, maybe not the best photo, but at least we can see the long tail here on this baby. This female is here with us, so you will see her a little bit later. Yeah, the tail must be long, and this is also something that breeders work on, because very often the tail of Devon Rex is short or medium length, but the standard calls for long tail. Okay, the coat. The coat, of course, is a special feature of this breed. It's rather different than Cornish Rex, and basically, when we have experienced judges, you can feel the cat, you can feel the coat with closed eyes, and then you can recognize whether it's Cornish or Devon. From these 3 pictures, my best coat is here. The coat should be soft, wavy or curly, with or without guard hairs. Actually, usually these guard hairs we have along the spine and on the tail. And this feature is really something that makes a difference between Cornish and Devon, because Cornish don't have these guard hairs. But I made this mistake, and once being in Germany and judging there, I made a comment about this guard hairs, and I said to the breeder that these guard hairs are missing, so my preference is a little bit different. So then I got the lesson from her that the standard says with or without, so I shouldn't say that. Nevertheless, this is something that I like, but of course, no points for the guard hairs, but as I said, this is something that differs Devon from Cornish, so that's why I like it when it's there. This is rather wavy coat here, not curly, but there are Devons with really curly hairs, and this is also fine. There is quite important sentence in the standard that bare patches are permitted only in cats up to 12 months. And this is also something that members of the Breed Council asked me to bring it to your attention, that the judges should penalize the adult cats without coat or with bare patches. And actually, also from my experience, is that there are some judges that allow such cats even being on the panel, if there are bare patches, or sometimes the coat is so short that we cannot see the waves. Yeah, they should be penalized. I know some judges that don't give certificates if the belly is bald. Standard says that the cat should be covered fully with hair, so the belly is there as well, right? Okay, these are two examples of cats younger than 12 months. This one got practically, well, there are some hairs, but we cannot see any curls or any waves. And these are not even bare patches. Here, we have some coat. So for me, as a breeder and as a judge as well, this one is fine. This one honestly should not be even shown at the show. But, because there is no coat at all, there are no bare patches. But we have also babies, world winners, with no coat. So, okay, we have 9 color variety groups. So practically we have all the colors from the solid through red ones, cream ones, silvers, and also the pointed ones. We had some sufficient changes in the standard that started 1st of January this year. It was discussed within the Breed Council and Judges and Standards Commission. We were working together on it, and based on our cooperation, we came up to those changes. First of all, we deleted all the generic faults, like there was, the fault was too long coat, for example, but having already in the standard that the coat must be short, we deleted it, and we put these changes here. So, the most important here, I believe, the most important change is the nose that before was very short and now is short. And of course, there were a lot of discussions before that, for example, when we are talking about Persians or exotics. In their standards is short nose, even though the nose is much shorter than on Devon. And so we have decided that the word short is way better than very short. And then I will show you also what the very short means. I got photos of two cats with very short nose. Short and broad muzzle. So we added broad muzzle to the standard. Also, I need to mention the strong chin. The strong chin is very, very difficult to get on Devons. There are really very few lines right now that carry this feature, and many breeders got something to work on. What is also important here, the shape of the head. Short, broad wedge, but not rounded when viewed from the front. Basically, before in the standard, when we had this separate folds, the fault in this standard was that the round had British look-like. But of course, we couldn't put it into the standard after we deleted the folds. So that's why we decided to put the sentence not rounded when viewed from the front. And this is quite often also not penalized by the judges. Very often we can see the round-headed Devons that got high certificates, or we can see them also on the panel. And that's, in my opinion, should not be like this. Yes. Uh-huh. Yeah, that's true. I also saw many Devons with underbite, but this is something else, right? That's actually not okay. But that's what I'm saying. This is something that the breeders are working hard on to get it. This strong chin. Okay, we have scale of points. I said at the beginning that in GCCF standard in the 60s there was 50 points for the code. We have in FIFe, in our scale of points, we have 35 points for the code. So basically, especially if we think about the adult cats, we should also think about it. And those cats with no coat or with bare patches should be actually penalized. Nevertheless, for the head, for the shape, nose, forehead, chin, we have 25 points. For the ears, size and placement, 10. That's quite interesting. The whiskers and the eyebrows. Sometimes we meet cats at the shows with no whiskers. Those whiskers on the Devons, sometimes they are also wavy, so to speak. So it's easy for them to be broken or to lose. But also, I have, for example, two Devons with very long, so to speak, straight whiskers. And now we have countries like Switzerland, for example, that cats without whiskers are eliminated from the shows. They cannot be shown. Yes, Nathalie.
They even eliminate the Rexes with too short whiskers. They need to go beyond the cheeks. If not, you are sent home.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, from my experience, I can say that lack of whiskers does not affect the health of cats for sure, or welfare or behavior whatsoever. And very often the babies don't have whiskers because usually the mother chew them, yeah. Okay. In my opinion, these 5 points should go somewhere else for the whiskers, but maybe that will be changed in the future. Okay, about these faults that I mentioned before, also the rounded head. This is actually also my breeding, so no shame for that, honey. But nevertheless, that for us, this head is too rounded. The cat also was nominated at the show, but this is not the shape that we are looking for in Devons. Okay, as you remember, the nose indentation giving an impression of stop. Sometimes we can see the nose which is too straight. And the muzzle and the nose should be broad and short. This is too long. Okay, this is not my breeding actually. This is from somewhere else. These are 2 males. And we can see that they're actually very short. Those cats were shown already this year, for example, and few times I know because I was at the show. I didn't judge them, but they were judged by different judges, other judges. And for example, the certificate was withheld because of too short nose. And yes, and also a rounded shape of the head. Because very often those very short muzzle gives the round shape of the head. That goes usually together, the very short nose and the round shape head. So, yeah, really, yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's very strange to hear that someone will hold a certificate with short nose, because it's short nose, and I look at that here and I see a short nose. I understand that you say that from head shape, it is round, but length of the nose, for me it's correct, it's short.
Okay.
I see that way.
But I know that the judge mentioned that it was too short. Yes. Okay. The FIFe recognizes only the short version of the code on Devons, and we can see something like this. We have long hair cats in our society. This one was at the beginning in our cattery. This one is from Holland, from Netherlands. And actually, we have one live example here. So you will see the long-haired Devon today. So of course, from these photos, it's very easy to see, to recognize that they are long hair. But what I can tell you that quite often, maybe not quite often, but from time to time, we can see the long hair Devons or those who carry the long hair gene, because also we have carriers, and what is very easy to recognize is the tail. Maybe this example is a little bit too much. But those cats who carry the long hair gene got already very fluffy, very bushy tail, and also a little bit longer coat behind the ears. So this we can recognize that perhaps it's long hair gene in the cat. And of course, that must be penalized too, because we do not recognize long hair Devons, and I hope that we will never do. Okay. Yeah, basically this is it. That's what I said. The presentation is rather short, especially comparing to my colleagues. But now I would like you to see the cats. So I would like to invite you to the tables at the end of the show hall. And yeah, because we have this long hair on the screen, so we will look at him right away. It's a girl. It's a girl. But she was tested? She's long hair gene she carries, or she's just long hair? Okay. Okay, you can see that the tail is different. But also along the spine, the coat is a little bit longer, and behind the ears. And how old is she, Ilan Malat? Okay, she's 10 years old. Also, when you look at her, you can also look at the head. It's rather old type, I would say, a little bit straight in the profile, a little bit longish in the muzzle. So, yeah, go ahead. Okay. If you have some questions to the breeder, also feel free to ask. Yeah, the cat is 10 years old. Yeah, this coat is very soft. Not too wavy. And definitely too long. Okay, guys, on the other table, there will be another cat with another feature. No? We have a break for the cat. She doesn't want to go out. Okay, this is another female, and now I would like to draw your attention to the shape of the head, because it's a little bit roundish. So, pen?
This one, you said that the profile is, okay, it's not too short, right?
This one? No, it's short. It's good.
It's
Yeah,
as
it's a
you
good
want.
length. Yeah. But here, what could be better is the chin, because there is almost no chin, so this chin could be definitely deeper. Yeah.
And about, you mentioned the ears, so you prefer when it has kind of the butterfly look down there, or you call it probably differently, right?
Yeah, we don't call it butterfly look. I like when they go like
Yes,
Yeah.
but then you mentioned something like
this earmuffs here.
oh, you call it
Yeah.
earmuffs.
Yeah.
Okay, we call it like butterfly
Okay.
in Thai, so
All right.
especially when they're like kittens.
Mm-hmm.
So when we know that they have the butterfly, we know that the ears will go like
You don't have the rexing, you don't have the curve.
Here. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but it's a beautiful cat, but so it's a kind of this 35 points.
True.
So, but the head is very nice. The other one also didn't have the rexing. But the hair, the length is good. But
Yeah, this is short hair.
Yeah.
It's very dense.
yeah, very dense. But
It's nice, soft texture, but the waves are missing. That's
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
Mhm, absolutely.
that's what I know.
It sometimes changes. I don't know why. From time to time, maybe when humans see the
Well, you could have a kind of.
Yeah, I know.
But you don't get the rexing on this. But it's a very beautiful. Well, for me, everyone's beautiful, but as a judge, you need. Oh, I had Devon, and one of the Devons, he only had coats in the hips. So I always said to him, you're
Sebastian, would you say this coat is too long? Or?
No, there is just no rexing on it.
No, okay. Yeah.
But the length is fine.
The length is fine. Okay. No, the Rex is missing.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's good.
sadly.
Yeah.
O, dobra, dziękuję. Okay, guys, now we will show you the cats from different categories. So those who touch the cat, please clean the hands. Nie chciałem tego powiedzieć. Daj drugą, ja to zostanę przy niej, a ty daj drugą.
fajne, takie są. Chodziło mi o to, czy to też od samego początku się pojawia, to kurczaka już widać, który jest komisji.
Okay, this one, we are actually very proud of her. This is the first distinguished variety merit and distinguished show merit Devon Rex female in Poland. Actually, the coat was way better half a year ago. Because this rexing nowadays is not perfect, but when you touch her, you can feel this guard hairs along the spine and on the tail. Okay, very nice head shape, prominent cheekbones. She got a little bit of chin. It could be a little bit deeper. Beautiful eyes. This is the expression that I love, actually. Very nice ear setting, pretty low, pretty large, open at the base. She actually could have a little bit higher forehead, a little bit rounder.
Sebastian, you were mentioning that the Greek Council would like to emphasize a bit more on the head type. What the Greek Council wanted? Was that I missed?
No, basically, what we were talking about is The first thing is this rounded shape of the head. That this is something that we don't want to have. But there are so many cats now with this rounded head, and the judges usually do not pay attention to it, don't penalize it. So, yeah, when viewed from the front, that's what the standard says now. Yeah, yeah.
But also now,
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
but also about this rounded head, Sebastian, I met few of them which do not have this flat skull here. So you have the roundness from the forehead to like in the Norwegians, yeah, that you have a beautiful
Which is
rounded
also a
line in the
fold,
neck,
yeah.
and it should be flat on the top. So it also happens, and then you have also the roundness, but on a different direction.
Może na drugi stół dajmy. Sure, go ahead. Okay, this is one more of our babies. She actually carries the long hair gene. Yes, she carries the long hair gene. When you touch her, the coat is a little bit different. She also got some guard hairs, but her coat was never as good as the other one. And the profile is a little bit different. She got this nice bandit look. Not just the bendy look here, but bandit, expression. What I like very much, actually. Also pretty prominent cheekbones. What she could have better is the muzzle that could be a little bit broader.
It's because if the eyes get more rounded, they don't have that mean.
Yeah. And then this breed is very, very popular in China. And then when you go there, you can see very large eyes, round, and they have very sweet expression. And that's what they want, actually. So.
And it's what the breed council wants or not?
That's we didn't discuss, actually. But yeah.
And almost all the cats in China, they have that like really dominant.
Yeah,
brown look.
because they go for it, actually. Yeah. But feel the coat on both of them because it's different. So,
Dobra, a teraz tak, widziałam jedno zdjęcie, co miałeś tego czarnego. Masz w standardzie, że tu the outer edge, a tam te ucho było w połowie ucha. Tej? No tej, a tam było w połowie.
Ale gdzie?
No tego jednego, to też jest
o
błąd.
tej czarnej kotki.
Tego
Jest
czarnego.
w standardzie
On tak
jest,
ładnie
że
wyglądał,
musi iść do zewnętrznej krawędzi ucha. Tak, oko.
ale wiesz,
Znaczy pochylone musi
jak
być.
rysujemy linię na przykład u ragdola, to outer edge idzie naprawdę w linii do ucha.
Dajemy ci kapustkę na to. Psychologiczne.
I want to have attention. Yeah, it's okay. You're doing great.
Yeah, but she retired already. We're not gonna show her anymore.
Always to the back.
How old is she? Still look
4
very-
years?
Yeah, still look very
4 years? 4.5. Actually, the plan was to mate her the last time, neuter her, and to take her to Holland for the World Show as a neuter.
I just wanted to see.
But she hasn't had babies yet since that time.
Can you explain, please?
So still want to valida.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
the short nose, because I'm used to Persians, and when you say short nose, I mean there is hardly anything. But she's got, for me, she's a perfect Devon. I really love her. But her nose is that regarded as short?
No, but you know, the short and short is different, you know, because of course we cannot compare short in Persians to short in Devons. But this is short. For me, this is short.
Yeah, because of the
Yeah, just the forehead could be a little bit higher. Yeah, the other girl got better forehead. But shape of the head is better here. No, the wedge shape is better here.
May I take a picture?
Sure. Weź pokaż, kochani, tą tutaj, bo zdjęcie chcę zrobić. Yeah, not interesting.
Pytania padały przez mikrofon. Bo ja mam tylko jeden taki zapasowy, co stoi kiepsko to słychać.
No dobra, to będziemy dawać teraz. No, okej. Dobra.
A to źle? To że mi się podoba? Jeszcze? Masz szczuplejsze?
Ale gdzie szczuplejsza? A!
Black. It's black, yeah.
When you would be choosing between these two, that one would have better eyes for you than this one? The shape of the
Actually,
eyes.
yeah, well, I love this expression better.
That expression better, yeah. And then the broadness of the chin is better here, right?
Yes, and in general, the shape
The
of the
shape
head
of the
is
head
better. It's
here.
more wedge
Okay,
shape.
okay, good. Thank you.
Also, look at the muzzle. That's what I don't like is the narrow muzzle on
Oh,
her.
yeah.
Could be definitely broader.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
got a beautiful profile, but the muzzle could be broader.
Okay. And the coat is
Here,
much better here,
yeah,
yes.
Because she carries a longer jean.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
This one.
This one. Yeah.
When you see these,
I like this one.
see the difference.
Yeah. Yeah, but still between those two, I would go for her.
Yeah.
In general, taking into consideration all the whole cat.
I had one time I judged, there was this beautiful, the head amazing like her, but she did hardly have any coat. And there was this average head, but she had coat, and they were standing, so you had to take the one with the coat. because it's 35 points.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, so
To ma lepsze, nie? Cyfrowo ma takie sztywniejsze to. To ma takie bardzo...
Ale ta sztywność nie ma znaczenia tak naprawdę, nie ma punktów za to. Ja też wolę, jak jest sztywniejsze. Nie, nie jest lepsze. Nie możesz powiedzieć, że jest lepsze. Ale to preferencje sędziego, bo tak naprawdę patrząc w standard, nie jest napisane. No, może być, mogą być, nie muszą, więc jak masz... No, we are discussing the structure of the code, the texture.
This is what I was asking.
Yeah, and
Which one?
of course,
Depends on you. Which
that
one you like?
my preference, I give my preference to this course code and to this guard hairs, but according to the standard, I cannot penalize the cat if there is no guard hairs, for example, right?
I totally agree. This is perfect cut. She's got like the guard hairs on top, and then you've got the soft.
But then judging, you would prefer with guard hairs, or just if they cat, it doesn't matter to you.
No, no, it's no.
Preferences.
As long as they got coat.
Okay.
Comparing in the head, giving the points in the head, I cannot say, oh, this coat is better, and that's why I choose this cat.
Maybe yes.
Yes.
Not preferences to
No,
the
no.
softer person.
But today when you're judging, if you see Devon with a full coat, you're very happy.
Yeah,
Because there are a lot of
yeah, that's quite difficult, of course, on this breed.
I understand why she's done it so well. It's your own breed.
Yes, both of them, yeah.
Has she had any litter?
Yes. But we are waiting for one more, and then she will be neutered because she retired and shows already. We decided not to show her anymore. At least maybe she will be shown once again when she will be neutered. But
Because it's a pity not showing this.
okay, guys, any more questions? If not, thank you very much for your attention. It was a pleasure to present the breeders and their cats, and it was a pleasure to, I hope, teach you something, perhaps. Thank you. So now we're gonna have a short break, and then Nathalie will do her lecture.
And then
Okay, good morning. My name is Nathalie. I'm from the Netherlands. I breed British, member of the Judges and Standard Commission, a judge since 2013 and all breed since 2022. Today we are going to talk about cat handling on shows, and it will start from a bit basic to the judgments. Yeah, it will be nice. Thank you. Okay, purpose and goal of the lecture today. We share all one thing. We love cats. We want to show people that we care about our cats and also the cats on the table. And we show that we can improve also the handling of the cats and show outside world that we really are not nice to the cats because we love them. What makes a cat purr? A confident owner carries good energy, home smell, like cat, the calm handling. You introduce yourself. You can pat the cat under the chin because there are pheromone spots there. And if they smell a bit of themselves, they get a bit more happy. And of course, if they are totally happy, they will play. What can we do? The orange is for organizations. Disinfection should not smell strong. We educate our students. And also the vets, we need to give information that the cats are used to this, but so also be aware of the situation you are in. Information to exhibitors, safe place in her pen of study. Owners need to clean the carrier after the show because in those carriers, they give pheromones. And if something happened in this carrier, the pheromones indicate fear. So each time the cat goes into this carrier, it has a smell of fear and reminds, oh, this was bad. So try to avoid that. Explain to owners to keep distance from the other cats because sometimes you are very close to each other during best in varieties or nominations. Take some distance. Then judges. We find out, is the owner for the first time on the show or the cat is the first time on the show? You are a bit more careful even more careful. You are more cautious, you are more gentle, perhaps not even more than otherwise. What do you see about the cat? Is it shy? Is it a bit scared? Is it a bit nervous? And what if the cat shows fear? How do we act? These are the people who are handling the cats on the shows, of course, the owners, vets, stewards, student judges, and judges. A lot of people. Owners, I already explained. Veterinarians, they are experienced with cats, of course. But when you are putting the cat on the vet control table, this is mainly an open space with a lot of traffic, but also with open doors. The vets need to understand that this is a high-risk situation for the cat. Stewards, most of our stewards are very experienced, and especially in Poland, they are also trained, but also in other countries. They do much about education for stewards, and this is really important. We all started as exhibitors, then we advanced to stewards if we like to work a bit more on the show. Essential is calm demeanor, feeling confident, but not overconfident, because then you can be bitten. Put the cat and well-being above all. Able to read the cat, that's the most difficult part sometimes for all of us. Knowledge about breeds, how to present them, and empathic, and listen to the owner. Student and student judges and student judges, they have a lot of experience already. But we all learn, and each cat learns us something new, because each cat is a unique being. People, so the exhibitors, want to be very gentle to the cat, because it's their cat, it's their pet, it's their loved one. So we have a big responsibility as a judge to take care of the cats and handle them with utmost care. Challenges, short, carrier, hotel, vet control, even grooming before a show. And how is the cat brought to the judging area? Cat comes to the judge, and then cat. Yeah. Okay. This is obvious not the best thing. So I like when they bring a carrier with a top opening, or bring him on the hands. But this is also, the cat is not used to do that. Then the cat gets nervous, they get stressed. So then I think it's nice to bring it with a carrier, but then teach the cat come out on a gentle way. Or if the cat is nervous, put him in the cage behind the judge. Nice example. Okay. Thank you for the carrier. So, how can we help the cats? Being calm, give comfort, observe. How does the cat approaches us? Let the cat face sidewards. So, if they come on the table, put it like this, or with the butt to the judge. Start slow when the cat acts restless. Talk a bit with the owner. Let it sniff your finger. See if it relaxes a bit. And handle with care. Do's. Give the time to the cat. Introduce yourself again. You can blink to the cat. Assess the cat in a smooth and comfortable way. Not touching many times the same areas. And if the cat is really scared, really, talk to the owner and see if this is a cat for the show, or perhaps give some advice. Don'ts. Reach out, grab the cat, pull it to you. Hold the cat in one hand. Overstretch, because it can hurt the cat, but also prevent that the back is hanging. Make the back level. Even it's not on that moment in time that the cat has issues, but if the cat grows older, it can be. Do not put the muzzle of the cat in your face. It can be a trigger of stress. It's very threatening to them. If the cat does it by choice, it's different. Big no, scruffing. We all know that. But what if an owner does this? How would you react? Anybody? I can imagine. What would you do? You would kill me. Yeah. Yeah, I had it once on a show, and I was sitting on my desk, and also a colleague judge was sitting on the desk, and we saw both this Bengal owner doing this to the cat, and you have to stop. The colleague judge jumped up, talked to the owner very fiercely, and I was thinking, okay, yeah, I wanted to do that too, but a little different. But still, it's not what we want to show the outside world, because the cat is loud, it's vocalization, and Bengals are known for this, but also Oriental and Siamese, they are vocal. Don't punish them to be vocal. And by the way, cats do not learn from punishment. They don't. They get scared. So you make a cat very, very upset, and they will not work with you again. Nice picture. Then some cat language. We all know, I will not elaborate much about this, but you can see the difference in how relaxed the cat is, attentive. We like attentive cats, by the way, because then we can see how their look is. The trusting ones, the relaxed ones. Excited, but the worried ones we see, the frightened ones we see, and now and then the threatened ones. And the facial expressions. We see mostly the frightened and sometimes the angry ones. Sometimes. And where can we touch the cat? Okay, this is a shaved Maine Coon, but I like the picture because somebody was very active with drawing where we can touch the cat. You see where it's a big yes, maybe. And yes, we can touch the cats on show because they are mainly used to it and trained. Then we go to a little thing, stress. It's a natural thing. We also experience stress. I also have stress now at this very moment, but it's a very short-term stress. This is not bad. It gives us the fight and flight reaction. It keeps us alive. Then we have the chronic stress and acute stress. The chronic one is the bad one, but this mainly is also indicates that something is wrong in the household, or if a cat cannot decompress. The acute one is a kind of stress which cats have on show, what I have now. But if they can cope with it on their way, and they have great mechanisms for that, it's more or less okay. So, our show is acute stress. It's not bad. We need to understand that this behavior will help the cats. But they need to decompress after the show. So go home, have a rest, play, eat. If the cat stays in this stress situation, please rethink your show abilities with the cat. Some stress singles. I will give the slides afterwards. With dilated pupils, it's a sign of fear. But just before they go into aggressive mode, in a blink of a second, the eyes go narrow, and then they attack. It almost goes together. So be aware. Flattened ears is also fear, and if they go really back, also with the whiskers, then they will attack. A little question, what do we think about the nice cats kneading on the table? What kind of behavior is this? Is this happiness? Yes, stresses? Both. They are coping. It's a coping mechanism. They are, they're coping themselves, relaxing themselves, soothing themselves. It's the same with purring. We always feel, it's a good thing they do this. No, it's more or less not, but it's not bad. They show that they can cope with the situation, so they will be okay afterwards. On a cat, we can see the tense body, hunched body, etc., whiskers back, vocalization, behavioral changes. That's not always on show, but aggression we see, hissing and swatting. Trembling is also a kind of stress. And the sweaty paws. So, how to help a stressed cat on the show? Mainly also the owner needs to know this. Use calming pheromone or other kinds of stuff to calm them a bit more. Start at a young age, create safe space again, limit exposure, allow the cat to observe, and perhaps rethink of showing the cat every week, because they need to decompress again. After the show, decompress. And other reasons a cat would have stress on the show. Pain, nervousness. Some cats are done with the game. I experienced this once with one of my own cats. I was 4 certificates away from Supreme Champion with this cat, and suddenly I felt he's done with it. So I brought him back to the cage for the day, and I decided, Grand International Champion, it's fine for me, you will be happy at home, you don't have to go anymore. Because it was like day and night difference from 1 month before. And perhaps it could also be the day, but I decided not to try anymore. But this is you as an owner or you as a judge explaining this. But also, a situation at home cannot be the ideal when they show stress at shows. So, how do they talk to us? The best way, the cat present themselves as confident, curious, comes to you, acts with you, plays. Good, stays with his owner. This is fine, because the owner, he knows. Okay, it's nervous, a bit insecure, but doesn't run away. That's okay when it shows fear. It's a thin line. Not okay, the excessive fear. Restless cat. It's not an aggressive cat. Also a nervous cat, not. But you need to understand that we can give them a bit more confidence and we can work with them, but on a very slow way. So not every cat is comfortable on the judging table. Some are easily overstimulated, like the toys. We need to understand this. We can use calming techniques, slower movements, lower voices, minimum unnecessary handling, so not touching the tail 20 times, or going on the head on an exotic a lot of times. Just quick, easy assessment. Then the aggressive cat. You stay calm, or the owner needs to stay calm foremost. Let the cat go in the carrier. If you cannot judge the cat, it's over. You need to make the decision. And don't be brave, because there is no use to be brave. It's bad for the cat, it's bad for the owner, and it's very bad for you if you get bitten. And foremost, please don't nominate them. Judge behavior. We need to be confident, calm, predictable, because cats like a predictable movement. And shows are not quite predictable, but they can learn. They can get used to it. Again, it's the same. Always adapt with handling the cat, because each cat is unique. And an adult can be different than a kitten, so you need to really move on this one. How to take a cat out of the pen. And I had a very brave student. Be calm, preferably backwards, especially with the long breeds, Maine Coon, Norwegian, Bengal, heavy cats. Take the back first. If you have a smaller cat like a Devon Rex, it's easier to take them as they present themselves. Make sure not to hit the head or the back of the cat, because then they get a negative experience. Support the body between the front legs and the hind legs, and calm and slowly take the cat out of the pen. Again, it's logical for all of us. Now I need to play. Two hands on the cat, well supported. It is very short video, so it is nice. And then we put the cat on our table. We put the cat in 4 legs on the table. If you want to examine the underside of the cat, put always the back paws on the table. Hold the cat on the chest and the front legs. You can see the back is nice and level. And the cat feels a bit more grounded. They like to feel grounded. It's about getting the information about how the cat feels, the structure, the coat, the boning, the head type. And we do this in a calm and respectful way. So the cat feels secure and will allow our assessment, so they work with us. This is about examining the head. And especially when you have the muzzle and the bite in some breeds. I love my cat. Don't put the cat like this on the table and then bend the head almost to the back, because it can really hurt. And also, sometimes the underjaw goes more to the front. It's logical, because it's how the mechanism works. So don't do this. Just a little bit gentleness there. But you can really assess the head of, for example, a Persian in this case, when you look from above, and sorry, it's now hanging. When it's a little bit tilted, you can see the distance between the eyes to the nose, if it's level or not, if there is a deviation, when you are looking top down. But never assess the bite like this, because it will do this from the front. Turn the cat with the head to you, and then just see, open slightly. I still don't have a nice video of that one. Thank you for my dear colleagues. Any questions? No. Now comes Mirek. So 2 nice movies, I hope. Then we go to the body. Again, we know how to examine the body: size, shape, bone structure, muscles, neck, and the legs. But also you see how nice he's holding the cat, the forehand between the legs, a little bit supporting behind in front of the legs. Back is nice and level. And you see also how he measures the proportions of the body and the tail together. We try to have some different breeds and not always the same cat. Lovely. Anna? And then a Berman. How can you assess the gloves and gauntlets the best, and also proportion of the body?
Legs and size and the bone structure are really, really beautiful. And then really beautiful, even shoes in the front and in the back. Also the gauntlets here.
So we saw already some examples of the tail, that you can measure proportions to the body when just making the prolonged tail and not bending to the body or bending back to the head. So very quick tail check even. You check the back and then go back to the tail. Which one do you prefer? The first video or the second one? Yeah. I was talking with Francesca, I said, please, can you do another video? Because it's still a nice video to show, and the cat was a very young cat, so they are more flexible. But some cats keep the tail quite more rigid. Then we go to the coat. Thickness, length, texture. We have many breeds, so many ways to examine coats. First Persian. I also sometimes blow just in the coat lightly, then it goes open, and you see if the cat has a beautiful undertone, and it's even in the solid ones, all the way colored. Or if you have a smoke, you see easy the silver.
Okay, when we judge Rexes, especially Cornish and Devon, never we go the opposite direction about it. Always following the way they grow, because it's not necessary to see anything under, because this is just undercoat. Yes.
But even sphinxes we examine. And can one of the students tell me for category 4, what are the things we are looking for in the Sphinx? Yes, or peachy. No, skin, but about the skin. Yeah, that's more in non-Sphinx. Yes, healthy skin, not dry skin, exactly. And the wrinkling, not too much, not too few. Not a few doesn't exist, but some of them, yeah. But mainly the health and the quality of the health of the skin. Is this good cat handling? Your opinions? No. Why not? I asked some information because the cat's shoulders are different than ours. Ours are more or less fixed, but because the cat can turn on its when it falls, it can turn. It is more flexible, so there is not really a supportive structure there. Then also, when you have a 5-kilo Persian and you hold it like this, it's really a bit kind of putting pressure on the lungs and on the chest. So it's not a comfortable thing for a cat. If you have a kitten, yes, not a big problem, but try to support the cat with 2 hands. And first, before I play this, Britta was not happy to make this demonstration. I promised her to really explain this to you, but we didn't have a picture. This was AI made. So you also see the cat a bit more struggling, telling her, no, I don't want this. Imagine you do this with an 8.5-kilo British short hair. They will not allow. So, good handling on cat shows is about supporting the cat in the way it respects the anatomy, physiology, and behavior. Support forehead, forequarters, and hindquarters for evenly weight distribution, and maintain the neutral spine posture. So here we see a steward holding a Maine Coon kitten very nicely with a level back. So again, they are naturally designed to walk on four legs. Do not increase the load on the thoracic, on the chest region. And hindquarters will become unsupported when you stretch or hold the cat wrongly. Overextension. The spine is designed for mobility because the cat, if it falls, it can turn on its axis. Not for maximal extension. Especially older cats. Most cats will have some problems with the joints, some arthrosis. So if you passive stretch a cat, because we want to see the length, the structure of the body, for example, in Oriental and Siamese, we want to see the tubular bodies, and you cannot stretch them because they are very strong. Accept this. We need to see that they are showing themselves. Try to persuade them to show themselves. Because a passive stretch is different from an active stretch. This is an active stretch. They wanted to do it on their own. So you can also see the cat is more looking natural. And then the banana position. We see it in ragdolls, Maine Coons, sometimes Norwegians, mainly the longer-bodied cats. The hanging back can cause discomfort. And of course, when the cat is really relaxed, but try to maintain this nice, straight position of the back, just to help them, and not that the trunk, the belly, sags to the bottom. And if you support them evenly, the muscles can support the cat more easy. Then the tail bending. I didn't find another picture. This is very not nice for a cat. It's like bending something in the opposite direction. However, there are cats who do this on their own. They are very flexible in those last tail bones. It's very uncomfortable. So, good cat handling on cat shows, physiological considerations, so always keep them in mind. The cat needs to be able to maintain the posture, not overstretched, no banana, not holding only on one hand. They prefer the stability, and if you have a table which is moving and not stable enough, the cat also feels unstable, and this can give also a kind of stress reaction, and they will be less helpful to show themselves because they are maintaining their balance. Some nice pictures. Again, Lee holding the cat really nicely with two hands supporting the front and the hind legs. So during Best in Show, stewards are handling the cats on the stage, and they take the cat to the panel. They need to keep the cat on the table, be a good safe haven for the cat, and back safe to the owner. And please explain the stewards. The owner knows the cat best, so please listen to the owner. Then judges and students are handling the cats. Again, observe what the cat does. 2 hands on the cat, calm handling. As a student, please do listen to your judge who is instructing you that day, because if they say don't touch the cat, they have a reason for this. And I was warned as a student please listen to me when I say don't touch the cat. And that was in the time the Bengals were quite fierce, and we had some difficult Bengals on the show. And I listened to the judge, because there was one cat on the tables, and it was going to blow. And then I learned a lot from that situation, because just of observing my colleague. A toy is a great way to distract the cat or get the attention, but foremost all, the cat is the most important. So don't show off like, look what I can do. No, the cat. And sometimes when they're just standing on the tables, they can present themselves so beautifully that even we humans cannot present them so beautiful, because if they are willing to present themselves, they show their natural beauty. So now we're going to the categories and the breeds. On this part, I really would like you to raise your hand if you have something extra to tell me, because I'm still working on this project, and if I get some more information from you or ideas, I can put this into the lecture. So, category 1 breeds, always with 2 hands. Not in one hand. Here we have CP again. And then we hold the cat like this. And it's not with the neck, and then we're going to touch the forehead 10,000 times. Don't do this. Be nice and gentle. Because you don't have to go into the brain of the cat. None of the cats. Then we have the Burmans, who make this like puffing sound. It's their coping mechanism. Or the mau, 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 mau. Beautiful Persian and exotic, Veikko on the picture. And then the category 2 breeds. Do not overstretch the cat. Do not bend the tails back. Do not lift the cat too high. But any remarks, please send them to me. I will really love to put more information on this. Yes? Yeah.
With the Maine Coons, especially the big ones, I personally have an experience that some of them, but we have to check it before, some of them like to land on our shoulder. So I just have it like with one hand in front, then on my shoulder, and then support the back legs in a back, so they don't go like...
Yeah. If your cat is handled like this, and it's okay, but not all cats are okay.
No, not all of them.
Because they are unique beings, and if you teach your cat like this, it's fine. But technically, if something happens, your back will be scratched very badly. The cat will run, more or less, because you're always a second later than the cat, or at least 5 seconds later than the cat. That's just to consider. But if your cat is happy with that, it's fine. But that's individual. Nice level backs, well supported. Then category 3, never put a British on one hand, because they will struggle, they will fight you. They can be very heavy, but also Corats don't like it. Corats like to be with 4 paws on the table. They like to be grounded. Also, they can be very vocal, and British really like to be grounded on the table. Again, 2 hands, and with the Karelians, don't go 10 times over the tail, just quickly and softly, because it's not nice for them to overstimulate the tail part. It's still also the hind of the cat, so sometimes they really don't like it. Some wonderful cats. For me, this British, for example, she is really presenting herself beautifully. She shows a bit of confidence. The tail is slightly up, not completely, but she's standing on 4 legs, solid, and looks, hey, I'm here, look at me. The Bengal, it's presented very nicely. The Aussie cat is having the cuddles, and when you stop, it will present himself very nicely also. Then the category 4 breeds. Again, we have the longer type cats, so try to have the back nice and level. Abbeys are very active cats. They play like crazy. They can be very soothing with the paws on the table. Very focused on the toys. Siamese and Oriental can be vocal very much, and don't overstretch them. Just to be nice, well supported, front, hind legs, level on the back. Cornish like to sit on your hand. I think most of us know that. They are presenting themselves really nicely this way. And this was the lecture. These are the people, I think, because we had a lot of help, and I'm happy to give this lecture. Thank you. Any questions? Was it too much? Thank you. Yeah, of course. I don't know if I know the answer, but I will try my very best. Otherwise, we can have the discussion.
One wish from the point of a steward. If somehow it can be done that, especially on the ward shows, we will not have the transparent tables. It was a disaster for the cats.
I know, and also they were very moving.
Okay, we can handle that. We can step on the table, and we are trained to moving tables, but the transparent tables, oh my gosh.
It was last year, I know.
So
because one of my cats was really very insecure about that, and he was really totally not presenting himself. So transparent tables, I think this year we will not have, and I think next year is Czech Republic, they will not have, and also I think Poland will not do this.
Just maybe sometimes to write it down, there's no transparent tables.
We cannot write everything down what we want to. Just send it or talk to members of the show commission, because they can amend the guide for world shows perhaps. Annemarie?
Yeah, actually, it's new information to me that you are not going to bend the tail, because I see it a lot that the judges bend the tail. So actually, I thought it was okay. So very good to know that it's not that okay that you are just going to check the tail. So new info for me. Yeah.
Wonderful. Any other questions? One remark, thank you.
Actually, years ago, the ragdolls were presented about the ragdoll and the meaning of the ragdoll. Some of the breeders always were showing you with the one hand that the legs are stretching, and the legs are laying like the rag and moving like a. So it's quite usual to me when I have a kittens that I do it like this, because then when you have a kitten like, laying flat or losing this brain sometimes with the legs, then you know that the cat will never have this stress to bind his legs and everything. So it's normal for the ragdolls that they lay down the legs like a rag.
Yeah, but we will not hold them on the show like this.
Of course, I do like it when they are handled normally, as you saw, with the two hands. But at home, it's normally to,
But we are not talking about home.
Yes.
Because I don't want to see all homes what they do with cats.
So if I can add one more thing, what I was meeting quite a lot of times, and even today we have this kind of the situation when we are handling the cats, not too many hands on the cat, especially when we have a student judge. So the cats do not like when it's, sometimes even the steward coming because he wants to touch the cat also. So it's important to remember that one person with the cat and then pass the cat to the student, because they also start to be afraid.
Yeah, that's a good remark. But this is also part of the instructing judge. If you, as an instructing judge, you need first to examine or second examine the cat. If you see that something is happening there, because you can see it, then you need to decide that you assess the cat first, and then see if the cat could handle the second assessment of the student. Otherwise, you need to explain to the student that, I'm sorry for you, but this cat you cannot handle because it's on the limit. We need to respect this. It's showing us something. But then it's a very interesting learning moment that you can explain to the student. And if we teach this to our students, they can teach it to the next generation. So this is good. Thank you.
I have a question. What do you think about to change the, not the number, but just switching up? Because for me, and I also do like to spend more time with the kittens, to open them, and maybe it will be better to start with the kittens and ending with the adults. And we usually have the adults, and the kittens are the one of the last ones. And what do you think? It would be maybe better to start with the kittens and ending with the adult classes?
If you have, for example, a BIF which is a BIF total, you can always choose that you start with the youngest ones, because they are the most easier ones to judge, of course. And the older ones are sometimes less restless, but this is up to you. For me, if they can go back in the carrier or into the cage and come back later, it's fine. It all depends on the cat and on you. If you want to judge the kittens first, fine. It's up to you. No? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, now we will have lunch break. The lunch will be served in the breakfast area, and we're getting back at 2 o'clock. Lunch will be served in 10 minutes, yes, half past 12, but we can slowly go in that direction.
So, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready?
Welcome after the break. And we have now Veikko, who will tell us about Persian and exotic cats. Stage is yours, Veikko.
First, big thank you for the Felis Polonia Polish Federation to ask me to come here today, and I'm very happy to see so many student judges and judges to taking part of this seminar. And also I calculate on the list that there is 6 student judges in category 1, and 3 of them are not judges yet. So those 3 I will use in the end. I have some special a little training session for you, but let's go for the presentation. My name is Veikko Saarela, and have been long time in the cat fancy. I'm working in the FIFe, I work in the Finnish Federation, and the Pirog is my club in Finland. I'm breed council member since 1 year only, because I feel that now it's time to join this work, because we not want our breed to get forbidden or with banned, which has happened somewhere already. About the agenda today, there is some items I want to share with you. Standard, of course, little changement, 1st of January next year. Some health issues in Persians. Of course, the important part of the Persian breed, which I think is important when you are judging. Nathalie more or less said most of the things I wanted to say about the handling the cats, but I have something little to mention also about this. So this is the slides I will show you. First, I like to tell that Persian cats are normal cats. They are very playful, they are very sweet at home, they running around, they kill the mice, they can kill the squirrel. One of my Persian female did that once in the outside cage, so they are normal cats. Some people might think they are lazy, unhealthy cats, but no, they are normal, happy cats. And the second thing is, for me, very important to share this session to you today, to hope to get you to understand this beautiful breed, in my opinion, best in the world, better. Little remark of the history of the Persian is one of the oldest breed we have. Name already tell where the breed come from, Persia, which is Iran at the moment, not so safe place to go, perhaps at the moment, but Turkish, Angora and Persian cats come a little bit in the same area. Exotic comes a little bit after. They cross some American short hairs with Persian cats in US, and then they get the short hair version of the same breed, which we have both here today. We have some Persian and exotics. We can handle them later on. In FIFe, we registered 2,800 cats, and Persian is still very big breed everywhere. It was biggest when I started. I would say 95% of all show cats were Persians when I started. And time, of course, has changed. We have a lot of new breeds coming, and there are more and more coming. Breed standard, some people might say it's an easy standard because it's short. That's true. But there is a lot of inside information in those little things, what is written there, and I think that a color standard is very important to read because Persian has a lot of accepted colors. So color has a lot of points, 20 points overall, only for the color on Persian, so it's important to keep eye on the color, but of course the type is even more and most important. So one standard only means that, yeah, not so difficult, but as a breeder, I still say it's not the easy breed. You must find the correct combination about the many things. And you need to, as a judge, you might see, for example, today we see, I already chosen with the breeder that 3 cats on the tables, and I put our student judge to work with them. But you must know as a judge, if they are similar, which one is the best. You really must choose the right cat. So it's very important that you don't do mistakes and make all Persian breeders upset about your work. So standard is full of small details, and you need to see those small details. Not only hunting for a lot of coat or big eyes or big cats is not most important in Persian breed. Standard has not changed much. Sebastian earlier told today that Devon Rex has earlier a lot of points here and there. Also Persian standard points-wise has changed. In 70s, for example, 50 years ago, there was a lot of points for the color, something like 50 points only for the color of cream or blue Persian. Now, and they were different for each color. Some red has less points than cream for the color, which was a bit confusing that time. But now it same amount of points. And standard has not changed very much. And here we have, often you can read in the social media that the breed has changed a lot. As a breeder, I think that it has not changed so much. This photo I now show you is almost 50 years old. So Persian has looked like this long time. So this kitten, the red female, was top kitten in CFA in 80s, almost 50 years ago. And if you look at her and you think that this cat would be competing today, I think that she still could have a good result. So breed has not changed so much. The best cat looking the same. Of course, there are some little things that you can say that, yeah, could be better and this and that. And also the blue cream on the smaller photo is also 50 years ago. So Persian has looked more or less like this long time. Shape of the head is 25 points, and it's written in the standard it should be round. Personally, I prefer to see a little bit broader head than round, but round is perfection, and we don't want to have a narrow faces, because then you don't have enough space for the broad nose and not enough space for the eyes, which should be wide apart. So round is the shape. And this is very different than Devon Rex is earlier. Round is good here. Nose has changed since 1st of January next year. The red part is a new addition. In the new standard is written that stop should not be too deep. You perhaps have seen already somewhere written in the social media, for example, and some people have said that it's difficult to say what is too deep. Yeah, in my opinion, too deep is that there is no ear between the nose line and the forehead, or it's gone too deep in the head. But more or less, Persian is an extreme breed, so it's still a deep stop, but what is too deep, we will go further on that. Nose must be short and broad, stop between the eyes, not lower, definitely not lower. That's give really a wrong look. Personally, I don't mind if it's a bit higher, it's look better, but if it's hanging, it's really not good. And this snoop nose with this green in the slide is taken out, this, so, but it's still there at the moment. How many points for the nose? We have some proposal, I think that a year ago in General Assembly, that they wanted to have some extra point only for the nose. I don't know is it good or not, but nose is important detail anyhow. We don't have points only for the nose. We have 25 points for the head, and nose is included in this 25 points. But I think that those 25 points are very important. In those four photos, you see different kind of nose letters and nose lines. And when you look at them, there is this color point cat with the blue eyes, has a little bit longish nose, a little bit hanging nose. This is not really good. The white one has quite narrow nose leather and small nostrils. The tabby cat has quite good type and good nose leather, and the bicolor out of those four photos, in my opinion, has the best nose. It's broad with the good nostrils, deep stop, and top of this, of course, beautiful look. So those little things you need to keep eye on when you judging Persians. And Nathalie earlier told about the handling the cats. Never go first for the nose or stop for the cat. I have seen in the Best in Show panel judge walking, looking to Persian, and first touch was nose, middle of the head. And cat was, of course, upsetting about it. So never do that. Persians are sweet cats, and you should not handle them like this. Stenosis is a little fault you might face sometimes when you judging Persians. You don't see them on the shows, and God's sake, not much as a breeders anymore. This problem can also have in humans. We don't want this, and this is something you need to keep eye on when you are judging, but you don't often see this. But just wanted to show that nostrils they must have. What is the correct shape of the nose leather? There's a different kind of shapes. I often say that it's something between triangle and heart. Here is a good example of the good nose leather, in my opinion. Really nice. Cat is extreme in type, but in a nice way. Broad nose leather, open nostrils, really beautiful nose. I very much like this nose leather on this cat. And there is two cats you can compare. And the one with the star is the one we like to see. And the other one, when you look at it, is very different in shape. Nostrils are very small, and also it's a bit crooked when you look at it really clear. Nostrils also should be not small, but not super large either. I think that sometimes I have heard some breeders say, "Oh, my cat has so large nostrils." I often answer that I don't want to see the brains of the cat when I look at the face. For me, if they are too large, this is also extreme thing, and this we don't want. So I think that they should be normal in size. Not small, but not large either. This photo I wanted to show you, these are two kittens from me some years ago. I think that 3-4 years ago, black boys. You see this nose leather when they are just born. In both of the guys has a broad triangle nose leather and good open nostrils. This doesn't change during the development. You more or less see when they are born what it is. And also sometimes we, as a judges, we want to be very polite. We said, "Oh, this can develop." No, it is what it is. And also speaking about the eyes, sometimes judges I have heard saying that eyes developing bigger. No, it goes opposite. As a kitten, they should have a big eyes, because during the development, they always seem to be smaller. I think that more or less in all breeds. Good nostrils. There is also good photos of the two different kind of nostrils. Nostrils, I had a breed council friend who told me that it's important to tell judges, and I do this now, that don't focus too much about a little bit small nostrils is not the biggest problem in the Persian, but of course I would say nose leather should not be very tiny, but if the nostrils are not very large, it doesn't harm the cat if you don't hear any problem when they are breathing. That's the message I like to give. But of course the nostrils must be open. Little question, how you would comment if you have a cat like this in your table? What would you say about the nostrils? Ilona, what you would say for the owner? Yeah, they are. The nostrils is a bit small, and the nostrils are a bit narrow and small. But I don't recommend you to go right away for this point. Of course, you, as Nathalie said, you take the cat, you say, "Oh, beautiful body, beautiful, wonderful eyes," and then you say, this little thing. Yeah. But not only mention this first and nothing else, the only thing that, "Oh, my cat is horrible." Nathalie, please. Yeah, true.
to, okay, that you can see that the nose was going to a more smaller tip of the point of the nose. You can also see this sometime in British. And broad noses is broad from the start of the base of the nose, the stop, to the end of the nose.
Yeah. Thank you. And here is the other nose letter, and there is some ideas. You think this is excellent, good, or should be better? What, Violetta, would you say about this nose letter?
Broad nose and quite good broad nose leather, and in my opinion, good nostrils.
Yeah. I agree with what you say. And what about this? The guy next to you, what is your name? Thomas.
Thomas, but I'm only
You're not,
in
I know
category
you are
4,
not in category 1, but I wanted to test you.
Well, it looks a bit different. You can't see the heart. Really?
Yeah, I changed the breed, yes. And you're reacting on it, yes. But I showed this photo for our judging seminar somewhere, and many people commenting because they think that this was a Persian. They said, oh, too small, too narrow, because they were in that mood that everything is wrong on Persian. But no, also in sometimes when you look some British, some Devons, you can see a different kind of shape of nose letter. So keep eye on that also in other breeds, not only in Persian Exotic. That was the message I wanted to give. And here is one example of the nose letter. Daria, what would you say when you see this?
That it's small, at least on the photo it looks like. And also the nostrils could be more open still.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, it's hard to read this photo, to be honest with you, Veikko, but it looks like it's very narrow.
Yeah, and also this is crooked. You can see that the nose letter is not harmonious, fully developed, which is written in the new standard. Really not good example of the nose letter. This we already have in the slide of the head, that where the stop should be. I mentioned already that the photo on the middle is the best. A little bit higher is good. If it's lower, it's a wrong look. It's like a British long hair, in my opinion. So don't accept the hanging nose. So nose line, too deep stop, we spoke earlier, is something to do with the nose line or stop. But when it's getting too deep, then it's not looking nice, and this is not what is written in the standard. And not too weak hanging nose either. Often this gives also length of the nose a little bit more, so that's something we don't want. And even Sebastian mentioned in the morning that some Devons get no certificates because nose was too short. I never have heard Persian have a no certificate in the same reason, and please don't do that. Persians should have a very short nose, even it's not written in the standard. Short nose, but correct nose, of course. Yeah.
So the first two pictures are what we want, right?
Yeah,
the top one and the
the
middle
one
one.
in the middle is perfection.
The middle is perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
The one in the top is a little bit too high,
Okay.
but still something many people want.
Okay, thank
and
you
I
very
think
much.
it looks nice, but not the bottom one. This photo is published by breed councils, and this is when you look at the red Persian, it's a good example of the harmonious face, overall balance, forehead, nose, chin in the same line, and not too deep stop. This is the beauty we like to have in our cats, and it's a healthy type also same time. And this cream Persian, this is eye photo, is not the real cat. is an example of the too deep stop. But in this case, I need to mention that you need to handle because Persians can bluffing quite much about the hair. So is this really a forehead, what you see, or is it just a hair? You need to touch the cat. Sometimes it can be just a normal cat. It looks super extreme, even it's not. But this is something we don't want if this forehead is real and stop is go so deep. Expression, nice and open. This is a good example of the beautiful expression in Persian Exotic. Big eyes, open all the time. And I always recommend when you go to the Best in Show panel to look in category 1 cats, if you leave this in your table, Persian people will kill you. What are you doing? This is not enough. So use this. Body structure, 25 points. Persian is a medium-sized cat, medium to large. We prefer medium in that reason that often when you get the bigger cats, then you lose a little bit the body structure. Sometimes you have a bit narrow chest, high legs, a little bit longish body, longish tail. So it's easier to get the balance with the medium-sized cats. And we have a good example here today with the body structure and female. One of the exotics here are really wonderful in boning. Better to handle that one. So quite much point for the body structure. Legs should be strong and short. And the last sentence here, tufts between the toes are preferred. This is an old-fashioned sentence in my opinion. I think that most of us, when we have a Persian with those tufts, we groom them away. So this actually should be taken out, in my opinion. But this has been standing there 75 years. Ears should be small, round-tipped, and very low set. And in those 4 photos, you see many different kind of ear placements. Development, of course, it's like more or less in all breeds that when they are juniors and kittens, they are a little bit higher, and when they are getting, especially the males older, they get lower. In those photos, the black female in the photo and the white one has the best ear placement, almost like black has no ears. When you look at the photo, they are really like 9 to 3, very low. This is the ear size and placement, what we want according to standard of Persian. Eyes, 50 points for the eye color only. When you look at those 2 kitten photos, the red and the black one, you might think that, oh my God, they are extremely too large eyes. They are coming out from the head. They are babies and they are definitely harmonized when they are growing, and you never see adult cats' eyes like this. But the color is quite much points, 15 points. But when you look at those photos for the adult cats, in the top photo, the eyes are not really round in this, at least in this photo, and they are slightly deep set. The color point on the middle has quite good eyes, perhaps could be a little bit bigger, and the tabby cat on the bottom has a really beautiful eye shape and look. We have, sometimes I have heard some judges saying, or owners complaining to me that judge said that my cat has too large eyes. I would never use this wording that say that your cat has too large eyes if you have a standard large eyes, but they can be a little bit oversized for the head, because if you have only just 2 big eyes, you can't have enough space for the broad nose between, and eyes can't be wide apart. So out of those 2, I would prefer slightly smaller eyes, but they should be round and they should be wide apart. So that's, I think, that gives a harmony for the Persian. And also British, I think, is the same. We have many eye colors accepted. Once I asked a student just that because she was telling to me that many times that, oh, I color is so important, 15 points, 15 points. And then I said, we have a black exotic in the table, that what is the color then? And she said, yellow. And I said, no, we hate yellow. So it's deep orange or copper, what is most of the Persians in their standard. We have some silver cat with has green eyes accepted. Then we have a color points. Then we have odd-eyed cats. So we have a couple of different eye colors accepted. Depends on the color of the cat. Tail should be short. And coat should be in Persians long, 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 fine and silky, not woolly. And it's the most beautiful thing in the world that Persian is full coated and super groomed. It's really nice to look at those cats. And there is a full frill. You can see how Persian junior can look when they are fully coated. And exotic has the same thing. They are not always fully coated either, but in this photo you see beautiful exotic with really you can see that the coat is perfect. It's stands out from the body, it's not too long, it's not laying flat, and it's really bright in colors as well in this photo. So this is a good example of exotic coat. Overall points are here. So 40 points for the head together with the eye color. So I would say almost half the cat is the head. So don't overlook this. Second most important thing is the coat, 30 points, coat color, pattern. Even in semi-long hairs we have many breeds that only 5 points for the color, but Persian you can't really, you should not buy with the wrong color. You should comment and also a little bit look. But of course the head first because 40 points. So we have almost 500 cat color recognized in Persian exotics, but earlier we have exactly same colors than British short hair, but not anymore. And there is a question for you guys, what colors are not accepted in Persian exotics? Yeah, 09 for example, yes. Yeah, that's one. Yeah, Corin we don't have, yes. And amber, no. Charcoal. Cinnamon. Fawn, yes. Amber, yes. Thick tabby is not recognized either. And we have also something else. Think about the pointed cats. Pointed cats. What you have ragdolls we don't have. Yeah, pointed cat with white is not recognized in FIFe, and also pointed cat with silver and pointed cat with golden. So yeah. If you go those, there is millions of things, but those main things is good to remember. And sometimes I heard also people saying that why 09 is not accepted, because we have those cats in our shows. But I am strongly against 09 in Persian because those bicolor breeders had bred those cats 100 years and they have a beautiful division of white. Why we should accept the cat with the only legs white? Yeah, not all cats are show cats. We have a lot of points for the color, as we spoke earlier. So I think that is very important, especially for the student judges and also for judges who has been judging a long time to read the color standards sometimes, because it's important to have bicolors for perfection, like van should not have a color in the tail, white in the tail. Tabbies should have good markings, they should have a good ground color. If you ask from the student judge nowadays that what is the good blue color in the blue Persian. They can't say that it should be pale. Many of them don't have this knowledge, so you need to read your standards, and also cream should be pale, even color, so you find answers in the general part of the standard, not in the breed standard. Clear silver colors, clear pointed cats with pale body colors, and also I challenge you to use correct terms when you say in the colors. We have a brown tabby. We don't have a pie color like some. I think that this comes from the ragdoll, that they said that red pie color. We say red and white. That's the word. And what else I have heard? Sometimes I heard that if you have they say silver agouti. What is this? Yeah, you have a silver spotted, for example, is the correct word, but not silver agouti, what it is. So I think that is also, you need to study the right terms when you are judging and when you explain the cats for the owners. There is a special remark in the long coats cats like Persians that extra long coats may show diffuse markings, and that you should understand. Like in this, of course you see the markings, but you can't see the same way than in the short hair cat. Exotic, of course, you can see it much better, but in Persians, in this case, for example, you see that is a blotch tabby, but you can't accept to see the markings like European short hair, for example. This photo I wanted to show you because this was interesting case in my opinion. This is a Finnish cat, and she was withheld certificate because the markings was not good enough. And in my opinion, a long-haired cat and tortie, which is the case here, I think that this is a really good markings. You really see that she's spotted. But one judge was thinking, I don't mention any names, that horrible markings, no certificate. So that reason I wanted to show this, that please understand that when you have a 50 centimeters long coat, you can't show the markings same way than a short hair. But Persian is exotic is the combination of many things. We must find a cat with a good eye color. We must find a cat with the correct coat color. We have a lot of points in the head. Head must be perfect. Should not have any technical faults. Should have a strong body structure, and plus this grooming and coat condition is very important. That we should not overlook. Development, there is the same cat in 4 photos. The kitten photo, 2 months, is look very sweet and promising. When kitten is getting older, this 5 months old is a very typical baby kitten you see in the shows. Also today we have a couple of those here, similar in age. That this is the age that they develop a little bit length of the nose. The ears are horrible; they are set very high, and but still you can see that his look is there. And then when he's getting older, you see that, okay, ears are getting lower, same expression, and 10 months, almost adult, you see that the ears are almost in place. And when he was older, the ears were much lower when he's getting older. But don't punish 5 months old kitten when they have ears like this too much. You can say that harmonious for the age. That's the correct wording in my opinion. Now I want to underline that those faults are for all breeds, but I wanted to put them in the table now because this is connecting. Sometimes people think it's only for the Persian exotic, but no, they are for all breeds. But 1st of January, loud and difficult breathing is one of those faults which are disqualification list. This is of course good. We don't want those cats, and I don't recommend you to, which I see sometimes, to judges, when they have a Persian 20 centimeters front of them, they took the cat and put the head in the ear. People hate it, and I think it's not necessary, really it doesn't look good, because if you don't hear in here, this doesn't help. And also if someone put ear in my nose, for sure they will hear I'm alive, because you hear that I'm breathing. So this is something you should not do. No excellent in all breeds if they have a cut teeth or crooked jaws, that you sometimes might see. And no certificate if they have a narrow nostrils. And this was the message I like to share, that don't hunting too much about this, but if you hear some noise when they are breathing, this is a sign that perhaps you should reacting a little bit, but not only because of the little bit narrow nostrils. And this is also not so easy to say where is the limit. But if cats show the tongue or teeth all the time, this is listed as a no certificate. And now we have a new wording also for all breeds. I show already a couple of photos about the nose leather, which is perfect. And this was actually Swedish proposal which was carried, and I think it's good. Nose leather is fully formed, and nostrils allows the airflow normally. So this is, I think it's a good for all breeds, not only for Persians, but all breeds. I think this is a nice addition. There is some question you might think for yourself personally, that what do you think is the big fault in the Persian Exotic? What is the most important? But according to standard, the head 40 points, coat 30 points. So I would say look at the head, and look at the head, and look at the head. That's my message. Which I think is really a big fault in the Persians is if they have a crooked face. That is really like a bad thing. Tiny nose drills. Also, I think which is not a connection for the health, but if Persian has a long nose, it's really no-go. Don't accept those cats. They are not Persians. And weak, stop hanging nose lies. But also, I think it's good to remember and think about as a judge that what is just a fault and what is harming the cat. That's also the question you need to ask for yourself. So, Persians are, in my opinion, as a breeder for 40 years of them, healthy cats. This is one of my litters lately, 5 kittens, all beautiful and happy babies. This is something you see sometimes when you are judging, that a nose is a little bit crooked, and this one is not only a little bit, it's quite much, and also this. It's easiest to look, Nathalie, I think that already explained that you are behind the cat yourself, you turn the head a little bit, and you see the eyes, you see the nose leather. In the backward, it is easiest to see how the is. If you look like this, it's not so obvious. If you get the feeling, turn the cat back and look, then you see, is it or is it not? And this is obvious case in here. There is a same cat in all photos. You can see the development. Sorry that one photo is very unclean in the face. She has probably eaten lately. But this kitten has been very crooked as a kitten, but in the last photo on the bottom right-hand side is almost like a normal. You don't see that very much. And for sure, if cat is moving, you don't react for it. So it's changing when they are developing. But normally, breeders, if they have a kitten like this, they don't use it for the breeding because this is something we really don't want, and we have more or less get rid of it. Sometimes you see that on the show, some new breeders don't react on it, and they don't see it themselves, or they pretend that they haven't seen it, in my opinion. So keep eye on it. I perhaps skip a little bit about this health part, but I mentioned that PKD is something you often hear that Persian have a PKD. No, we don't have this anymore. We have more or less bred this out because we have a DNA test with this 100% sure. So this is not the problem, and we don't. Also, our cats live very long, easily, 15 years. My oldest cat I have bred has living 21, 19, 18. So I feel that this is a message for the good health. And also we have some studies and surveys done that Persian Exotic don't have much problems with the breeding at the moment. So this is of course the goal all breeders want to go. Of course we see sometimes unhealthy kittens, like we see unhealthy kids in humans. This is a nature, but of course we don't want to produce them when we are breeding cats. We have this kind of health survey done in Finland. If you are interested, I can send it to you, so just contact me. There is 170 cats almost give responses, and it's nice information to have. We have also working and start in breed council to discuss about should we have a breeding strategy in Persian Exotic overall in FIFe. This is Finland we already have, and there is some things that we think is a serious fault, and those cats should not be used for the breeding. But the message for you guys is that when we are judging the cats, we are not giving breeding advices. Often we hear that don't breed with this cat or breed with that kind of cat. I think it's a wrong message. Even I'm a breeder of Persian, I never do that because I don't know the pedigree, I don't know what the breeder wants. So I judge, and you should judge beauty of the cat, not the health of the cats. We don't know nothing about the health of the cats when we have it in our hands. So keep eye on the outside of the cat. Don't go for the breeding. There is two cats from the same breeder, same color, but very different type. Brazilian cats, actually. This is a question where we like to go. Of course, this better cat in the right-hand side has a beautiful round face, eyes, small ears. This is the look we want. And sometimes we get these classical cats in some shows in our table, and only few persons, God's sake, at the moment promote this type, but more or less 99% of Persian breeders don't want to go that direction. And if you see these kind of cats, they are not Persian cats, they don't look like a Persian, and they should not get certificate and excellent if they look like this. Here is a British long-hair kitten, which is very pretty, but this is not the Persian type, and we don't want to go that direction. And also I like to give a message that long or longer nose is not the sign for the better health. When you look at this cat, she has a little bit medium length of the nose, but you can see that she probably have a big underbite, and you also see her a little bit of her teeth all the time. So longer nose is not the sign for the better health. Most Persians have no problem with the health, or they are beautiful, happy cats, and I like to show you in the end a couple of photos I think that are really beautiful example of the breed. This black boy from me is one of those I like to show. I think he's a nice cat. This Persian kitten, this is a Polish cat. It's not here today, I saw, but one of my big favorites lately. Very harmonious junior girl in this photo. Very sweet look. And also this red Persian from Norway, I like very much. I think that when you look at them, you see the beautiful look, open look, normal nose leather, normal nostrils. I think it's very, very interesting. The handling, actually, Nathalie more or less say everything, but I say perhaps one or two things. When you go to the looking Persians, use the teaser. Don't rape the cat. Some judges are really hard with the hands in the Persians. They are sweet cats, they don't kill you, they don't do normally nothing for you, but still handle them in the soft hands. Don't twist the head up and down, don't handle too much. You do it once and then you know what it is. Don't destroy the coat. When you take the cat, you look the coat, and when you give it back to the owner or back to the steward in the Best in Show panel, the cat should look the same after the owner grooming or after your handling, because it's really not nice if you destroy the coat. Of course, you can't, if cat is super groomed, you can't really make it horrible, but still it's important to handle them in a nice way. And of course, cat understand what you are saying, so try to say positive things about the cats. Persians especially understand every word what you are saying. We can go for the questions later, and I challenge you to check both Persians and keep eye on the nose line, the red and the black Persian we have on the table. But first I like to, our student judges, Agata, you and Margaret, go and judge like you are in the Best in Show panel. Handle 3 exotics, put them in order 1, 2, and 3, and then I ask your opinion, and then we ask the breeder's opinion. But I will give you the papers, and first I like to go those 3 only. So give them a little time, and please don't discuss. And only this for you. Mm-hmm. And this is Margaret for you, and Agatha.
Thank you.
And those 3 exotics. And you,
okay.
you need to wait.
Yeah, I can wait, yeah.
So if you give them 1 minute, and then rest of us can come. So they can look the cats and put them in order. Yeah, later, yeah. And I wanted you to do this that way because in the Best in Show panel, you don't see those cats a long time. So you just come, you handle them, and you have to make your decision in 20 seconds, actually. And then I need to ask your opinion after the students.
But I don't know.
Yeah, but you must say. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Only the exotics.
Only the
only exotics. Only the exotics
Only
at the moment.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Only those 3. Wait with them, please. Yeah. And information for the other ones, I want those 3 student judges to write N score for the kittens and the junior girl, and also I want them to write correct color as a sentence, and also short description or remark if they like, and then 1, 2, and 3. And then you can also think yourself which is your favorite. I have chosen mine. The breeder already said that she can't decide, but I said you must say which is your favorite.
No, this one was 4 months.
But you decide now, not for tomorrow.
Yeah, okay. Now I will tell our student judges that best in show starts soon, so you must hurry up. This is something we heard as a judges sometimes.
Oh, Veikko is very good at this.
Yeah.
Can you make a bit of haste? But I already have these cats. Give your notes back. I would like to.
Bez dotykania. Podoba mi się srebrne najbardziej.
And to avoid the stress for the student judges, I say that they are all beautiful, so whatever you choose a nice cat.
Write in the remarks, I'm not sure.
You don't need to write anything. If you want, you can.
Okay.
But you have your order already?
Yes.
Good. You have your order yet?
The what?
You have your order?
Not yet.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. My order.
You have your order?
I don't have remarks. Why
You don't need to write remarks. It's if you like, you can do it.
This is the best for me, for sure.
Okay, the girls are ready, and I will ask that reason for the gentleman in here that what is your order, you can say now, because
1, 2, and 3.
okay, you prefer the tortoise smoke as the best. In which reason?
Use mic. Use the mic, please.
Okay. Well, I like her. I like her actually. The very rounded head. She's a black tortie. I'm sorry, black tortie smoke. Exotic. And not tortie. And black tortie. It's a smoke exotic. Really nice. Really nice. Short. Strong. I mean the strong and wide nose. Nicely open nostrils, nicely set ears, pretty low. Like the color and the texture of the coat. Short tail, really cubby body.
Yeah.
Nicely built.
Okay, thank you. Then we ask
You heard me, didn't you?
Margaret, where are you? Yeah, please tell your order. What is your order between those three?
My order, the best female is black tortie blotched. The second is black tortie smoke. And the third one is the black tortie silver blotched.
You're fired.
Why? I'm sorry.
Yeah. And Agata, what is your?
For me, the number one is also the kitten, the blotched black, and the second one is the silver, and the third one is the smoke. Sorry, just because of the head, probably the shape of the head, and the forehead. It's a bit missing and a bit too. I would like to see a more open expression for now, but I love the coat texture. I love the touch, the texture, and the super boning and the short tail, and the harmony and the color of the eyes also.
Yeah.
So bright and brilliant.
Thank you. And then we ask opinion of the breeder. What do you think is the number one for you?
I think she.
Mm?
Yeah.
Mm?
And the second one?
Okay, interesting. Yeah. Who think is the silver is the best cat?
Oh, really? The breeder is
Who think is the other, the sister?
It's too long.
Quite, yeah, yeah. And who think is the biggest one, the best? You. Yeah. So it's not so easy actually. So I very much like, I must say, I like the silver one. For me, she's more open in look, smaller ears, better body.
Yes.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
But the juniors also
Yeah. They are all beautiful cats, and actually, whatever you take a beautiful cat. And then we can thank you for the showing the exotic. Can we see the fourth exotic you have with you? And then I recommend all of you to look the Persians. Keep eye on the nose lines of those two cats. There's a black female and the red male. And before I forgot, I say big thanks for the owners that you bring your beautiful cats here. Because this male, in my opinion, has a little bit hanging nose. But he's a young boy, so this probably comes better when he's getting older. But I prefer the nose line on the girl, definitely. Yeah. And bit summer coated, both of them. But now it's a full summer here. Hey. Beautiful colors.
Just 2 words with you about this exotics. Or
Later, please, because I have a mic. So.
It's the same everywhere.
Why don't you like the silver one?
Because she kicked off that day.
Okay, yeah, okay. That I didn't react, okay. Yeah, okay. Me either.
And the second has better for head.
It's very seldom you see smoke like
In this level, yes.
Why you didn't ask right now with the 4, please? She is the best, isn't she? Yes.
Yeah.
She's wonderful.
Może już 10 razy, tylko ja nie wiem co ona na to, bo to wiesz, jest charakterne.
And
Well, I think I got a lot to learn.
no. What you solution?
What a huge difference between those, the first one you hit and that one? Just tell me.
I very much like her look, her tiny ears, and the body. Yeah. But she has a little bit, not much, but slightly deep set eyes. She's not really open it. That's the reason.
Well, she wasn't actually pretty but
and I also reacting on the sister has a little bit high set ears comparing the silver one for me. But yeah, I know the problem on the silver one.
Yeah.
Okay, I will stop my lesson. Thank you very much for the attention.
Thank you, Veikko. And our warm thanks to the breeders for bringing the cats. And we slowly will move to another point of our seminar. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get back
Hello.
to our agenda.
Nie słychać, tak? A, dobrze, okej.
And I'm giving the floor to Dorota Szadurska for the next lecture.
Okay. Hello. I know you are tired already a little bit. Doesn't work? Okay. How about now? Yes? Oh, that's correct. Oh, Jesus, too much. Too much. Our last lecture will be about colors, but I would like you to look at the colors in a little bit more unified way. Not only thinking about colors in particular breeds, but this part that I think it's not so frequently looked into while learning. I mean the general part of colors. Because what we usually do, first of all, we read about breeds, we learn about breeds, and we learn about what the color should look like in a particular breed. So today I would like to collect it a little bit so that you will look at the colors in a more universal way. My name is Dorota Szadurska. I am an old breed judge, but my other activities connected with cats are connected with counseling, with behaviorism, and with educating about cats, not only about cat behavior, but also genetics and other stuff connected with cats. I erased other languages so that the picture that you probably know very well from the general part of the standards looks a little bit more clear, I think. This is just for you to make you realize which part of the body we are talking about when we are talking about colors, not only colors, it's just a reminder. And the thing that will be actually very consistent with what we have already heard from Veikko and from Nathalie, we have to remember that the color on the cat, it's not just a separate thing on the cat. It's a part of the cat that should form the cat as a whole. We talked most about things like physical constitution of the cat, like skull bites. It was covered by Veikko, so I will not repeat that. It's not the issue. But look how many things that are connected actually with the color are also hidden, are also put in this general description of an ideal cat. Because the whole part of the presentation, the whole part also of, first of all, of presentation, but also grooming, other things connected with the look, with the color, and with the pattern, are also described in this general part of the cat, what it should look like as general. No matter if that's long hair, short hair, high on legs, short on legs, doesn't matter. In the general part of folds, I only took part of connected with the color. But what I would like to pay your attention to is that we usually think about the color when we see the cat of a particular breed on the table, and then we think about the color in this particular breed. Sometimes we forget about this general part that also puts an obligation on us to treat the folds in the color in a really very serious way. We have only 3 points connected strictly with the color, but all of them are very important because they may result in no excellent or no certificate. So they cannot be just, treated lightly. So all the lack of pigmentation leading to a color loss on the nose leather, paw pads, lips, which are not permitted in a particular standard, they lead to no certificate, yes? Insufficient contrast. This is the thing that we usually think about only on Siamese cats, but we have to remember that we have much more breeds that carry the Siamese point pattern, and we should apply this condition, so to say, also to these breeds. When we think about color in this way, we will find it's really equally important connected with the type. And here I decided to make you a kind of table in which I collected the points for the color only from the breeds that have the points, assigned for the color. Not that it's hidden somewhere, but just for the color. Of course, in most of those breeds, you have additional points for texture, for the length, for other features. So you have to remember these are not points for the coat. These are points for the color. And look what interesting happens in some breeds. In sacred Burmans, you have theoretically 10 points assigned for the color itself. When you look at the table, then you have the color and you have the 10 points. But elements like gloves, gauntlets, and all the features characteristic of the sacred Burmans, they are also in the color. So this makes altogether a lot of points. In Bengals, you also have a very strange situation. I mean, strange, interesting, because usually what we have in our tables for the breeds, we have color and pattern or just color. In Bengals, we have it divided into texture and color, so somehow two different things, and then pattern and color and contrast, which actually color, pattern, contrast, to me, it's all in the color. So we sometimes have those points a little bit strangely distributed. So we have to also be aware of our obligation to make them somehow to unify them. In Burmila, you have 10 points. It's not called color, that's why I put it lower. It's just for the evenness of shading tipping. Yes. So when I was preparing this table, I realized that we actually have quite a lot of inconsistencies between naming of the same maybe features on different breeds, but it's not maybe so consistently named in all the breeds. And look at the breeds of second category, for which we often tend to not to think about color, because we say, well, it is not, well, maybe not we, but the breeders often say it is not so, there are no points, many points for the color. But the truth is that even 5 points, which are designated just for the color, this is still the number of points that may result in not giving the certificate, for example. So it is also good to remember to take care of the color, even in the breeds that are color breeds. And all the breeds that are not named here, they do not have this specific color points for the coat. They have the coat, the points, for example, for, I don't know, rexing, length, different other features of the coat, but not the color. So there are truly breeds that do not give points for the color. But in most cases, this is what Veikko said about while talking about exotic and Persians, color is really very, very important on the cats. And don't worry, I'm not going to give you a lecture on genetics now, even though it's one of my favorite topics. It's just the thing that I have to remind you, because we'll be talking about it later on while talking about the red and cream cats. So everything that we see on the cat is the result of actually two kind of pigments. It's eumelanin, the black pigment, and pheomelanin, the yellow pigment. And of course, it's not that simple, because we have a lot of other genes that are modified those genes. Most of those genes we just don't even know. It's what we do by selection. But the final coat pattern and color and shades and everything depends on these additional genes that interfere with those basic eumelanin or pheomelanin production. So let's turn on to the colors. I collected the colors in a little bit different way. So I mean, I will not discuss them just in the order that they appear in the general part. I decided to combine them in the form of, okay, you'll see in a moment. So the first one, white. We would say the simplest color, the cats are supposed to be simply white. Pure white without any markings or shadings of any kind. We know about the kittens. They usually have, not always, but in most cases, they have these little cap, like we sometimes call it in Polish. So they have these colored spots, depending on the basic color that they carry, because white is an epistatic gene, so it covers our basic color of the cat. And normally those spots disappear with age. Nose leather, paw pads are pink. And in the case of white cats, we can have actually all the eye colors. We can admire them with orange eyes, with blue eyes, with odd eyes, with green eyes. Yes. So that's the white. And then I put, this is what I meant in the beginning, I put these two colors because I decided to put the basic color plus the diluted version of this basic color together so that you will see this consistency, not just, the order. You can find the order in the general part. What I would like you to see is this connection with the basic color. And this also, in all colors, actually, we have this expectation to have the really rich pigmentation, I mean the solid cats. We want dense color, we want the sound from the root to the tips, and we don't want any rusty tinge, any other coloration, shades, no other marks of any kind. No gray undercoat. That's interesting because when you see in our descriptions, I will turn it back, don't worry. Look, no gray undercoat on chocolate, no gray undercoat on lilac. Yes. But nothing to say about no gray undercoat on the blue ones. But I suggest that you draw this conclusion from the rest of the description that it should be sound and even in color, that this remark about no gray undercoat applies actually to all our colors in this perfect phenotype. Nose leather and paw pads are always the most important, crucial factor actually to decide about the cat color. So I want you to pay, I know that you probably know perfectly well about that, but I would like to emphasize that from the coat perspective, the phenotypes are sometimes very tricky. So you sometimes can see the color of the code that is not necessarily what you would expect from the EMS code. So in all doubtful situations, what we look for are the paw pads and the nose leather. Paw pads, just, I think, the best tip of the tail also. Yes?
I'm sorry to jump into that, but about the remark about paws with Thai cats, we came across to one very interesting thing. Actually, it happened a couple of years ago with Eric, and it was with a male cat that was already finishing Supreme Champion as a seal. And the owners rebuilt their house and they put the floor heating. And then we had a big discussion whether it's a chocolate or a seal, because the paws changed the colors.
How about the nose?
The nose.
Pity we cannot see this cat.
Yeah, the nose was seal, the cat was seal, the paws were chocolate.
Yes. Like you see also, we don't have these remarks in a blue color about some coloration, maybe let's call it imperfections, yes, on the blue color. It's empty because there's no anything in just in the general part. But we have to remember that the same applies to all colors. I mean, kittens are not always perfectly colored at a very early age. On blue color, we will maybe more frequently see some ghost markings, something like that. So it might also happen.
I have one question. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I mean about the blue color, because if you could go back to the slide before, it was written that a lighter shade of blue-gray is preferred. And I'm thinking if you could explain to me, as a student judge, why is a lighter shade of blue-gray preferred when we have totally different colors of blue in Korat, short
but
with short hair, Russian blue?
In a second. This is a general part. So don't ask me why people who generated this part, they prefer the lighter. This is what we have, the lighter shade of blue-gray. So that's the part to which judges refer if the particular breed does not have the description of what the blue should look like. On a Korat, you have a very specific description of a coat, that it should be a little bit darker with the hair and then ending in a silver tip. So you see on a Korat, of course, you will have a darker shade of blue, but it's put in this particular breed standard. I will not talk about the breed standards today, I'm sorry. We have only 1 hour, so I can talk only about the general colors. But yes, that was a very good question. So this is the remark to which a judge will always refer. For example, on the British. On the British, we don't have anything about, it's just blue, yes? So when a judge has some doubts about, he doesn't have to, but may refer to this, because we also have type, yes, build, other features. So color is not decisive about this breed. But let's say that those two cats are perfectly the same in other aspects, then we can, in those breeds, refer to these general descriptions. If we have the description of the coat color for the breed, then we refer, first of all, to the description of the breed.
Okay, thanks.
So I put, of course, this is what we want for perfection, and what we very rarely see, because the black color is not an easy color, especially on a long hair, when you always have, not always, but often have on the frill a little bit of lighter. It's a long hair, so it's very difficult to fill it with the pigmentation on the whole length. And like I say, other genes decide about that, so it's difficult to achieve. And the blue, like we were talking about, yes, we will have, resulting from this breed description color, we will have different shades of the same color. Chocolate and lilac. I didn't put the chocolate photo because I have decided that the dilution colors of chocolate and cinnamon are causing more problems and are more important. And taking into account that we have only 1 hour, I had to do some limitations for myself. So, like you see, again, color, sound and even, no white hairs, no brindle hairs, no gray undercoat. Here we have on both full color and diluted color. Nose leather and paw pads. This is something I pay your attention to really very much. In a moment, on the next slides, you will see why. And the same things as with the black. Because those full colors, I mean those rich colors, they really need, again, we would have to make a genetic lecture here. They really need time to fill in the whole length of the hair with the pigmentation. Then kittens are sometimes really badly colored as young kittens. Not always, but it happens. It doesn't mean that those kittens will be bad in the future. They may have very rich color, but what I have observed on these colors on my cats, those who were, as kittens, they had some coloration problems, they usually repeated the same process while changing the coat. So again, while changing the coat, the first coat was not very well colored, and then it got into richness, so it's not always that you can show such cats at any moment you wish. And cinnamon and pink, and fawn, the shortest description ever that we have. And again, these are colors, I mean fawn and lilac, that often make troubles to distinguish. So what I did for you, I mean not me, but my colleague breeder, because I have never had a fawn or cinnamon cat in my cattery, is this comparison. And look how similar, of course, you will see the difference in the shades of the coats. But first of all, look at the noses. And I repeat it to you here in the table. Once again, this fawn will have more pinkish tinge on the nose leather, and the same will happen, of course, with the paw pads. Lilac will have more of this lavender tinge, a little bit. I don't want to use the word darker because this is not the point. This lavender tinge on the nose too. And this is something that will be seen from the very first start. I remember when I was dreaming about having my own chocolate baby, yes, born in my cattery. It was many, many years ago, and I remember there was one kitten born that was a tortie, and I was so happy. I called a friend of mine who was specializing in chocolates, and I said, you know, probably I have my first chocolate tortie in my breeding. And she said, oh, show me the photos. I sent her the photos, and she said, no, that's a black tortie. And I said, my God, how can you say, look at her coat? And she said, look at her nose. And she sent me the noses of a newborn chocolate kittens. It was really many, many years ago. And from the very beginning, they look different. So that's why I emphasize so much today those nose leathers and paw pads. They are very, very important in deciding about the cat color. And now we pass on to red and creams. So the colors that are dependent on a completely different gene, different locus than those basic colors. And we have a problem here, yes? Everybody who breeds and has ever had a red or cream kitten without adding other features, about which I will talk in a moment, they know that having this sound and even from the tips to the roots without any light or shadings or other markings is impossible. And that's impossible because of the genetics. We'll talk about it in a moment. And the cream, because the cream is just a diluted red color, so cream will have the same problems as red because it's based on the same reason. So those our fathers of FIFe who were writing the, the general part, they of course thought about that, so they wrote slight shadings on face and legs permitted. Well, dark pigmentation on the spot, it's not our problem, but it's also permitted. It's also genetics. Dark whiskers permitted. So, okay, remember about the faults precluding the certificate before we go to discussing the color, because not everybody remembers that on a red, on a cream, the tail has to end with a solid tip, not white tip. Unless the cat is bicolor or something, but it's a different story. And the cat on the right, I know you don't see the whole body, but I think you can see even from this perspective, the paleness, lightness, and the really very, very little ghost markings or shadings. If he was taken from the front, actually just the M sign on the forehead and the rest was pale. This was not my doing. I mean, this is my cat, but not my work. This is very, very old line. There are not those lines anymore. But the cat was the son or a grandson of a stud that was from the cattery that doesn't exist anymore, de la Poupette, which produced is not a nice word, bred only cream cats, only cream cats. And by selection, because like I said, by selection we can choose the cats that we don't know which genes they are, but by observing the result, we can, through selection, choose the cats that have the best packed hair with pheomelanin, so they will lose those ghost markings. Nowadays, breeders go and make a little bit of the shortcuts, but it is, with very long work and very hard work, it is possible to almost remove the ghost markings. And I'm sorry, we have to have this piece of genetics here because we have to understand why red and cream cats will always have those signs of the basic tabby pattern. This is because actually every cat carries a genetically encoded tabby pattern, blotched or mackerel, Every cat has it written, recorded in his genes, in its genes. But when we have a solid cat, so the one that doesn't have this agouti allele, which switch on that we see the pattern, this allele works in such a way that the pigment production does not switch to pheomelanin. So when you remember how the hair is filled in with colors, so it's like a band of eumelanin, a band of pheomelanin, yellow pigment, again dark pigment, again yellow pigment. When we have this allele, the eumelanin is produced all the time. So it packs all the places which were first designed for the yellow one. But the problem is that this allele does not affect pheomelanin. So pheomelanin is all the time produced in the same way that it leaves the space for eumelanin, which will never appear. Yes. So we have this what we call the ghost markings. That's why, as a result, red and cream cats usually phenotypically they look often like of course they don't have the tabby markings like white chin and other features, but on the body, on the legs, on the tail, they look sometimes. I really have seen non-agouti cats with a better pattern, better contrast than agouti cats. It sometimes happens. This is because, like I said, this richness is the result of other genes deciding about density of the pheomelanin to fill in the hair. And I just wanted to show you those 3 pictures to make you realize how much it is dependent on those additional genes. On the left side, a red cat, solid cat, even though it looks like you can see a lot of, not white chin. If this cat had white chin, you would take this cat for a tabby cat, I'm sure. That's the son of this lady, on which look how black parts, black spots, they are really perfect. It's not just a photo. It's really on her. When you lift the hair, solid black hair from the root to the tip. But look at the red. Look at the red spots. The pattern, tabby pattern, is perfectly visible because the same allele that worked on the black color didn't work on the yellow pigment. But we don't know. Don't ask me. I have no idea what kind of genes were involved. The baby below, this is also her baby. It's a small baby on which we could expect a lot of ghost markings. And look at the cream spots. Not a single pattern, and as she grew, it stayed like that. So this is what I say, that with this color, there's a really long way to get rid of the tabby pattern seen as a ghost marking. Nowadays, breeders want shortcuts. So what do? They add a ticking pattern and then reduce the agouti. So the cat is technically solid, looks like, no ghost markings. But if you lift the hair, it's just another ghost marking put on a different ghost marking. On a red cat, it doesn't affect the color so much. But on a cream cat, you see what happens. when we have this description of the cream that is very specific, yes, that should be light, pale, cream color, when we add these ticket ghost markings, we get something that is sometimes described as, I don't know, apricot, peach. But this is not the darkest one that I have seen, but sometimes you really get very warm, not cream at all. And then again, when you think about the number of points for the color on the British, I personally, when I see something like that, I very strongly discourage breeders from going this way because they spoil the color on the cat. It's not the proper color. Then we have the tortie. Again, I'm not going to talk about each kind of tortie because we have the general part. So we have just to remember that both colors should be more or less evenly distributed. That's the perfect description. Of course, in reality, we often have more of the base color, more sometimes red or cream. It doesn't matter so much. But this perfect description is that we have the colors evenly distributed. Nose leather paw pads, this is resulting from the basic color and red color, so we are not going to concentrate here. But what we have to remember about while judging tortie cats is we have still to remember the things we said about the red and cream. We often tend to, even breeders sometimes have problems to decide, unless they know the genetic background of their kittens, because torties that have a lot of red or cream, they may sometimes look a little bit like tabby torties. So we have to be very, we cannot take every sign that we think is a tortie on a tabby on a tortie. We have to be very, very careful about that, because these red patches, cream patches, they superimpose sometimes. You know, a tortie tabby is really a very tabby cat. Oh, that's just a picture. And again, we'll talk about tabby patterns only in terms of the common features. I'm not going to discuss very precisely each of them, but I made for you this general part. Something that you have to look for when you want to decide whether the cat is tabby, agouti or not agouti. I prefer these terms, agouti or non-agouti. So you have this written in here. And the examples. On the long-hair cats, this is something I would like to pay attention to. I mean, Veikko has already said about that, but I think it's very, very important. But then again, we shouldn't go to extremes. On long-hair cat or semi-long-hair cat, it's sometimes difficult to see the pattern. Yet we shouldn't be completely forgiving that if we don't see the pattern at all. I don't know, a blotched, for example, pattern, which should be somehow visible, or the cat is almost completely dark. Please remember about those 5 points that you also have for the colors in these breeds. Smoke. Smoke cats, especially those with long hair, they look really very, they look fantastic, especially when they move, because when the cat is standing, depending, of course, on the band of this silver that it has at the root, because some smoke cats, they have very, very narrow band of this white, silver white, and some others have quite a big band. So Sometimes we can see it immediately. Of course, we also look on the face. The hair is shorter here, so it's easier to see the band of silver. Yes, I chose this picture so that you can see the face. Yes. And shaded shell, I stopped a little bit longer with shaded shell cats, because first we have this general description of common features for both varieties. So we have this description that should be tipped with an appropriate color, tipping as even as possible. This is something for both varieties. It's shading down. Oh, you'll read it by yourself. Eyes outlined with the color of the tipping. This is something I would like to concentrate on. And this even, distinct eye rim is preferred. And the same goes with the nose leather. But of course, everything depends on the variety, because the shaded cats that have the tipping of about 1/3 of the hair, and it's much more than shell cats. They have, we usually see the rims, and we see the rim over the nose. That shouldn't be broken in any way. It should be a consistent line. But on shell cats, the truth is that we often, the lines surrounding the eyes or surrounding the nose leather, they are not sometimes full in length. I mean, there are some disruptions sometimes, but you should see at least something, because we have to remember that shell and shaded cats, they are still agouti cats, so they should have the rims. And on the left side, you see the cat with the full rim over the nose leather. And you can see on the right cat, which is very, very light, some signs here on the top of the nose, but the rim is not that distinct as on the shaded cats. I didn't have, you don't see the whole bodies, but you see enough, I think, of the flanks to see that generally a shaded cat is a darker cat than a shell cat. A shell cat sometimes seem when it's really this 1/8, but it sometimes is really just the tip of the hair. They almost sometimes look like white. When you put in the internet the question about the white cats, the shell cats will often appear as white. Yes. Yes.
One of the British Breed Council members often refers to, when she goes to show in her country, that the judges only see a white cat. Yes, it's partially a white cat, but the tipping is so faint sometimes and very much in the face. But she really gets a bit frustrated that the judges don't understand these kind of colors, and this refrains her sometimes for even not going to the show. So we really need to give a bit more of attention on these special colors, I think.
Yes, absolutely. No, I hope it sounded well, that it was a kind of remark that when you write it in the internet for the people, they pop out as white cats. They are not white cats, that's obvious. And the tipping is very, very light. And the thing that I forgot to mention, but I think everybody learning to this category, that you remember about the shading of the hind legs up to the hook in shaded, and no sign of this on shells. That's because the tipping is so faint. And now I have decided to collect the information about all the pointed varieties in such kind of table so that you can see some of the differences. What is quite interesting to me is that on the Burmese point, this is what I put in yellow, because we don't have any description in general part about the Burmese point, about the eye color. So that's why I marked that it's taken from the Burmese standard. All shades of yellow, and I would like to pay your attention to these all shades of yellow. I know that there is, next word is Chartres, but Chartres, sorry, but I hope this is like it should be pronounced. But still, we think about these kind of Chartres that is of all the kinds of yellow and not of green. So still, the eye color may be golden. Golden yellow is preferred. It may be very light yellow, but it should be yellow. And I am very happy that the Burmese breeders started to treat this feature very seriously, because there was a moment about maybe 10 years ago that I started to find a lot of Burmeses with definitely green eyes, actually, not golden yellow, just green. So happily, I don't see it anymore. Yes.
Dorota, can I?
Yes.
I think that because we have also some first-time student judges, it's also important to understand the amber color, because our standards are written in the British English. So the amber is connected with the lightings when you have on the street, and not with the amber as a stone.
As a stone, yes.
And
yes,
it's really important in the colors to remember that we are using here the British English. So the understanding can be a little bit different when you think about the amber as a stone. And it's different when you think about the traffic
just
lighting.
the yellow, because it comes from where the standard was written. That's right. Yes. And I've decided to show you, even though both of them are the same color, both are chocolate, but just to make you, the same happens on other breeds, of course, how different shades of the same color you may have, yes, because it's like a very, very light milk chocolate and very dark chocolate on the right. But no matter what kind of shade you will have, what you have to have, it's a pointed cat, you have to have the mask, you have to have the points, you have to have some kind of contrast between the mask and the points generally and the body. But of course, this will not be as strong contrast as on the Siamese pointed cats. And I know that really good contrast on varieties like chocolate or seals are really very, very difficult to get. Again, I always encourage exhibitors who come, and they sometimes, when I mention that I would like a better contrast on this cat, and they say, yes, but that's a seal cat, or it's a chocolate, so it's normal. I say, no. I know it's difficult to get rid of, but it's the matter of your selection. Because one of the theories which says that it's connected with the temperature, of course, there is some evidence that it's about that. But apart from that, this reaction to temperature is something that is based genetically. So you may have two cats in the same temperature conditions, and you will have one with a perfect contrast and the other one with a very poor contrast. And what I want you to remember is our first slides with the points and with the no certificate for the poor contrast. So this becomes a very, very important thing that we have really, and we promote really good contrast while judging. And varieties with white. Again, in yellow, there's the word that I put here because it's still in the standard, but it will disappear in a moment, yes? So we will have some small irregularly distributed color patches, not 2 or 3. Yes. I think nothing to explain here a lot. Maybe just to remember that van is not necessarily the color only connected with the amount of white, even though this change in the description will move it towards the amount of white rather. This is from our standard, different possibilities, and these are just the cats. That's the color that is strongly connected with the amount of white and the amount of colored patches on the cat. So it's just a bit technical. You don't have these, that you have those 2 patches. You don't have any kind of distribution in this variety. And again, some of the photos, drawings. And I deliberately put the picture on the left, which is one of my cats, that when I saw her first when she was born, I gave you the head, and it was again some time ago, and I thought, oh, maybe I would have my first van cat, but she is not van because of other features that's over the body. Sorry, harlequin. She is a harlequin cat. She is not a van, yes.
Can I ask one question about, because you said that there are other features that restrain her from being
yes, it's just what is written here, and yeah, it's in the table. Look, when you look at the description of the van, you have very, very strictly described where the patches should be, they have to be separated. It's not that you have 2 patches, but they will be connected. They have to be separated by a white blaze. You have to have this patch that is the whole tail is covered with 1 patch and so on. So this is just for you to study. But van doesn't have this, just the distribution that you have to have just less than 1/4 of the color. It's not all. And then by color. Again, the amount of white. I mean, all those description of general part, it's like with the blue that you asked about. The same rule applies to every other color, every other variety. If the breed description includes some different features of this variety, then the description for the breed is valid for this breed and not just the general part. So the general part speaks only about the amount of white, and that's all. Amount of white compared to the amount of colored parts. Like you see, white blaze on the face is desirable, but that doesn't have to be. You don't have to have, it's just you need to have some white on the face, and that's all. Because white must be on like every part of the cat. In tortoise, we have an interesting thing, because when we have this spotting gene, then we have, for some reason, the colors are distinctly separated, and they form patches, and not like on a typical tortie that we have this mingled colors. And like you see, on a bicolor, you may have a white piece of, not maybe tip, but piece of the tail. Why not? I would like to stop at bicolors, or maybe it is connected with unspecified amount of white. Because what I would like you to pay attention to is to really be very careful about the amount of white on the breeds that are color breeds. Persians, Exotics, my breed, British. Because sometimes, and I know this feeling because I have been tempted many, many times myself, like when you see a fantastic typey cat with the gloves only, for example, or just a bikini. We have to remember about the number of points those cats have for the color. And we cannot, it's just the perfect breeding cat, why not? But like Veikko said, not every cat is a show cat. This is, of course, a small baby, but I can assure you this cat grew beautifully. But it's not a show cat, because this white that you see, it's the whole white that she has, plus perfect. I think a lot of mitted cats would like to have such perfect mittens as she had. So I'm sorry, but we don't have unspecified amount of white on some breeds, and we cannot nominate to the panel cats that are not according to the standard, the color standard. Yes, the color standard is still the standard. And I've decided, even though today I didn't want to speak specifically about some breed-specific colors. That's why because no time for that. We would need to have double this time that I have. But I have decided to put the ragdoll because this is also a bicolor, but like you see, the description of ragdoll bicolor has got the limitations. It's not just the amount of white. You really need to have this V as symmetric as possible. You have very, very carefully described the height of the white on the legs. So we have to, in such cases, we refer to the breed description and not to the general description. And the same because it's again, it happened to me a few times to have on my table a ragdoll that was perfectly mitted on down the neck and perfectly bicolor on the face. So we have to remember that on ragdolls, we cannot just refer to the amount of white. We have to be very strict. Well, that's what the breeders wanted. As long as they don't change the standard, we have to follow that. Yes. And to be fair, a short description of snowshoe. I really do hope that we'll manage to maybe have snowshoe on some seminar in future, because this is such a rare breed that I think it's almost impossible for most of you to see those cats anymore. Mm-hmm. Yes, but what I meant was something that maybe it would be possible to collect maybe 2 or 3 cats just to come, you know. That's what I meant. Because of course, some lectures, you can do lectures very, very specific and with a lot of pictures, but I was still lucky to see quite a lot of snowshoe, but I did my first category. Oh, we did almost in the same time, so. Yes, so for the photos, a lot of people who helped me to make this presentation as nice for you as possible. And just a small, somehow thank you for Nathalie. Yes, to be the more delicate with cats. I sometimes get this feedback that I am too delicate with the cats. But they pay me back with very good behavior, with a lot of happy moments for me on the table. So what Veikko said does not apply only to the Persians, but I understand why you say that, because Persians are just extremely, delicate. But I do the same with the Bengals, with the Abyssinians, even with those cats about which we hear that they have 100 legs and so on. It really pays back, and you have, and you can really assess a lot of things without those very aggressive management of cats. You can really check. Usually I check all the things connected with the head, even with the profile, while just playing with the cat like that. So you can also always, turn your head a little bit higher and you can check a lot of things. So you don't have to do those aggressive assessment. And that's all I prepared for you, just to make you see the colors in a more unified way, I hope.
Thank you very much, Dorota. Any questions?
Okay, Dorota was talking about the tick-tabby ghost marking we sometimes have, or more or less have in British. And most breeders of British love this, because if you have the right selection on the paler coat colors, you can work very well with this tick-tabby ghost marking. And then you get a pale cat without ghost markings. But it's to learn how to work with this. And I've seen a few very pale cream British with this thick ghost marking.
Yes, because it's against selection.
You need to understand how these polygenes work.
Of course. My words to those exhibitors I was talking about was not to the breeders that brought me a pale, okay, I could see the ghost markings of ticking, but the cat is pale and in proper color. Then it's okay, it's not a problem. But if somebody brought me a cat, especially young exhibitors, inexperienced exhibitors, they don't know the underlying cause. They just bring me a peach-looking, apricot-looking cat, and they are surprised. And sometimes they even say that this cat lost in almost every comparison because of the color, and they don't understand why. So I told them why, because this is what they put, and they change the shade of the color. But if the breeder makes the proper selection, and it doesn't affect the proper color, no problem, absolutely.
Thank you. Any more question? Any more remark?
Raz. If not, we are about to finish our long day today. We will also have, we're gonna get a connection to the Chief of Judges and Standards Commission via Nathalie's phone, so we will wait for that. But I would like to thank all of you for the participation. Thank you that you were so active for all the questions, and I hope that you had a good day today, that you learned something, and I hope that in the future we will make one more seminar here. Okay, now a few words from Monsieur Francesco Cinque.
Sebastian, thanks a lot. So just a few words on behalf of the Judge and Standard Commission. We would like to thank you all for attending this seminar. We truly appreciate seeing so many students and judges committed to their education and professional development, even during this hot summer. We would also like to express our sincere gratitude to all the lecturers for sharing their knowledge, experience, and perspectives. A special thanks obviously goes to Felis Bologna for making this event possible and for the excellent organization, including the online streaming. We all followed you. We hope you enjoyed the seminar, found it valuable and inspiring, and now enjoy your evening in lovely Gdansk. Have a nice evening to everybody, and thanks again, Felis Bologna.
Thank you, Francesco. Thank you.
Yeah, we are just very sorry that Francesco could not reach Gdańsk. So, yeah, everybody signed the list twice? Yes. Perfect. So you will get your certificates via email from Charles. Yes, because now we have a little bit different way of giving us certificates. Okay, any more speakers, or do you need anything? Toilet, okay. Okay, thanks again and see you next time.
Thank you very much.